The following broadcast of BigElkTV.com is presented by the Bank of Western Oklahoma, where people come first.
It all starts tonight. Non-district games are over, district games are upon us, and that means a chase for playoff spots. Tonight, the Elk City Elks and Cache Bulldogs meet under the lights with the opportunity to gain the upper hand in the race for the 4A1 title. The Elks have won 3 straight against the Bulldogs. Will the brown and white continue that trend, or will Cache snap the streak? Let's find out. It's the Elk City Elks and the Cache Bulldogs, live from Big Elk Stadium in Elk City, Oklahoma. It's time for Big Elk football.
Good evening and welcome to the Bank of Western Oklahoma's presentation of Big Elk football. Tonight it is homecoming here at Big Elk Stadium. It's also the district opener between the 1 and 2 Elk City Elks and the 0 and 3 Cache Bulldogs. Good news for both sides is none of that matters right now, as tonight's game starts the chase for a district title and then also for the playoff spots in 4A's District 1. I'm Aaron Kalk here in Big Elk Stadium alongside Jared Atha up in the box. Jared, it feels like it's been about a month since we've been here, and the reason being is it's been about a month since the Elks have been at home.
It's been a month. It's been a quick month in a weird way with our travels and then the bye week and all of that. But, man, there's no place like home, and there's no place like home for homecoming. We've got a beautiful night for it, and what better way to start off the district play than against the Cache Bulldogs, who, too, are coming in looking for a desperate win for them, too. So I expect a hard-fought battle tonight on the gridiron.
Our Chiropractico sideline reporter is Denny Gino. Denny, it feels a little bit different down there, at least when I was walking around earlier, because district play is starting.
Yeah, if you're in Elk City right now, you need to be making plans to get down here because it's going to be a beautiful night. And there's just that feel in the air with the band getting ready, cheerleaders getting ready, the flag girls are out here, and the teams are warming up. It's going to be a beautiful night.
What is the weather down there on the field? The field looks awesome, but what's the weather look like so far tonight here before this game between Elk City and Cache?
We've got about a slight gust of wind, about 10 miles blowing from the north to the south. Probably affect a little bit with the kicking game, just a little bit, but I don't think it'll affect the throwing. And we did see that Cache's quarterback is back.
Yeah, that's one thing that everybody was looking at in the pregame, kind of who Cache had suited out this week and who they didn't. They played a bunch of different guys in the first 3 non-district games due to those injuries, and so they got some different guys that probably didn't plan on having much experience, and Camden Hance, the quarterback, was out there, was slinging it, so I would imagine we see 14 run out there for the first team office when Cache gets the ball. Let's take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have more of the Gas pregame show. It'll be Coach Maynard, and also Colin Church joined us this week for the Paul Jones Drug interview. Just about 40 minutes away from the kick here between the Elk City Elks and the Cache Bulldogs. It's the Bank of Western.
Are you looking for a bank that understands your needs and works as hard as you do? Welcome to Bank of Western Oklahoma, proudly serving our area since 1908, offering free checking with no monthly fees and convenient mobile banking. Whether you're in Cordell, Elk City, Woodward, or any of our 6 locations, we're always nearby. Bank of Western Oklahoma, where the Western Oklahoma spirit is alive and well. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
You love McDonald's world-famous fries, and now every fry you buy sends love to families in our community with ill or injured children. Penny for a Pound means your local McDonald's is donating 1 penny for every pound of fries sold, all to benefit local RMHC chapters. 116 million pounds of McDonald's world-famous fries have been sold, raising over $1.16 million for Ronald McDonald House Charities, Oklahoma City. Share your love of fries today, because every penny counts.
McDonald's in Weatherford, Clinton, and in Elk City, proudly owned and operated by the Phillips family. Paul Jones Drug offers a service that makes taking your daily medications safe and easy. It's called convenience packaging, meaning they can combine all your daily medications and put them in sealed, separate daily packages. This process replaces you from having to fill your daily medication dispenser. And as always, Paul Jones Drug prepares individual blister packaging for long-term care patients. With their drive-through window, curbside service, and free local delivery, it's just more reasons you should choose Paul Jones Drug, 809 North Main Street in Elk City.
I'm Rodney Skinner with Paul Jones Drug, and I promise we provide care you can trust.
Endurance Federal Credit Union supports Elk City schools, and now you can too with the Elk City Elks debit card. With every swipe, a percentage goes to help our schools. Stop by 105 Regional Drive next to Walmart in Elk City for all the details. You're just a swipe away from making a huge difference. Endurance Federal Credit Union is insured by NCUA and Equal Housing Lender.
At GAS, we're committed to fostering the achievements of the next generation. Through the Elk City Public Schools extracurricular activities, we're nurturing talent and inspiring excellence. Our My Future benchmark testing program empowers students to reach new heights, unlocking their full potential and preparing them for a bright future. Join us in supporting our youth because their future is our mission. GAS, powering the dreams of tomorrow, today.
Welcome back to the GAS pregame show here ahead of the Big Elks district opener against Cache. Got Coach Maynard in here for his Paul Jones Drug interview. Coach, the non-district season is over. Played an interesting schedule with 3 different styles. What is your assessment of how the team has done from week 1 against Canadian through then last week against Joshua?
Well, I think you've seen us get better. Obviously offensively, defensively, and I think you've seen some guys who maybe we weren't dependent on have to step into a new role and have to be dependent on a little more. And it's been fun, really. Unfortunately, it's been fun though to see their growth in 3 weeks of the keys that they're seeing and just the knowledge of the game and what we're expecting them to do. So I think you've seen a football team that's continually gotten better. Obviously I feel like we've played 3 pretty good teams. Obviously Canadian's really good. I think Joshua's really good. They're undefeated, and Altus is much better and much improved. And so I think you've seen us get better and better, and which is exactly what we wanted. And we're excited about starting district play this week.
Is there an area that concerned you going into the season that you feel a lot better about once you've seen it actually with the bullets flying on Friday nights 3 different times?
Well, I think, last week was a huge challenge for our offensive line. Really all 3 weeks have been huge challenges for them, playing defensive linemen that are bigger than them. But I really feel like they've responded in last week. Going into the game, we really thought that we, at some point, those 2 nose guards that they had could have been really disruptive in our run game. But I felt like we did a pretty good job on them for the most part. So, seeing the growth of our offensive line, the physicality, pad level has really gotten better, and we hope to continue to see that get better.
Everything starts for real tonight with Cache Bulldogs in town. They've been a little bit like us, banged up at different spots throughout the first 3 games in the non-district. What is your assessment of how Cache has handled that, and what challenges will they present, especially to your defense? Yeah,
they ran two different types of offenses really for the most part in the non-district based on who the quarterback is. We watched the Sulphur film from last week, but really you turn it on and they've got about 8 guys on both sides of the ball who aren't playing. I would assume they held them out precautionarily so that they could be ready for district play, when the season actually really starts and when it's really time to put your best foot forward. So I imagine they'll have a full deck. And 14 will probably be the quarterback, and we'll have to, maybe adjust on the fly to a couple of things. I'm sure they'll have some new wrinkles, we'll have to put our best foot forward and play well.
How challenging is that on the sidelines on a Friday night when you're not really sure who you're going to see personnel-wise, and then they come out? How quick, Coach Eastham and that defense have to adjust to what they actually do see once the game gets started?
I think it happens very quickly. Got a great staff, even offensively, Coach Josie, Coach Peffer, those guys, with Shane and Schuyler and Coach Cooper, we all, for me, I'm got to focus on the game, but they make very quick adjustments, and then on the headset say, hey, Coach, man, what do you think about this? And then in a couple seconds, we've got it done and moved on. So I'm blessed to have a great coaching staff. Coaches who do a great job and have great ideas and know ways to adjust to different things that we see, whether it offensively or defensively, to maybe just change one or two guys and what they're doing or what they're seeing. And I really feel like they've done a great job with that all year.
Offensively tonight for the Elks, what are you looking for in order to score enough points to be ahead at the end of the game?
Well, I really think that this is a week where we should be able to run the football. We should be able to do, see Tucker Garza and Jaden Wynn, really have great games in the backfield. And so, we're excited about that. Hopefully we can get the run game going, especially early and often, and then, throw it when we want to and just do some really good things up front in the run game.
What do you got to do to win tonight?
Well, we can't turn it over. That's number one. Turnovers will kill us. But we got to be, obviously it's the same thing. Be extremely physical and be consistent with our play. Come out with our hair on fire and keep your hair on fire for 4 quarters and do your job. And in the Elks, when we do that, we'll have a great chance of winning.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate your time here on the Paul Jones Drug interview. We will be back. More Gas pregame show. Jared Athan and Colin Church coming up next. It's the Bank of Western Oklahoma's presentation of Big Elk football.
After renting a duplex for a couple of years, my wife and I were beyond excited to take our baby and move into our own home. Almost a decade later, we had 2 more kids, and we were beyond excited again to move our family of 5 into a bigger home. Finding a place is difficult. So is selling what you've got when it's time to move on. It's the kind of thing you need to leave to the pros. Nobody's better than RE/MAX All-American Realty in Elk City. Take a look at their Facebook page. These decisions are too important to go it alone.
Looking for the perfect grill? Find yours at Ace. Because at Ace, the perfect grill comes with free assembly, delivery, and fuel. Like the Weber Gas Grill, Big Green Egg Charcoal Grill, Traeger Wood Pellet Grill, and Blackstone Gas Griddle. You won't find all these premium brands and service at a warehouse store, only at your neighborhood Ace. Around the block, where you need in stock, with service so good it's guaranteed.
Owners George and Jim Bob Browning invite you to visit the locally owned Ace Home Centers nearest you, or shop online at elksupply.com.
Great people give customers a great experience. Our master technicians have the best training there is in auto repair. We have more master techs than any dealership in the area. The transport team is happy to come get your vehicle, have it serviced, and bring it back to you for a no-hassle oil change. The finance department and sales team make it easy for you to buy the vehicle you want, and the office staff does the admin work necessary to take care of our customers. These great people are the Barbara Dyson difference.
At Culver Electric, we provide top-tier electrical services, ensuring your home and business are powered with excellence. From routine maintenance to full-service installations, our expert team ensures your electrical systems operate seamlessly. We are your trusted Generac and Kohler dealer, offering installations that guarantee reliability when you need it most. Contact us today to experience the Culver Electric difference.
Who can solve this equation?
Ooh! Me.
Anyone else? Fine. Jake from State Farm. Again.
All right. It's the personal price plan theorem. If you bundle your home and auto, that can equal an affordable price just for you.
Bundling. Just another way to save with the personal price plan.
Call State Farm agent Daniel Garbarino in Elk City today.
Circle A Western Wear is proud to be the official sideline camera sponsor of Big Elk TV. For over 40 years, we have been serving Western Oklahoma with the best in boots, hats, and workwear. And now we're standing tall with our hometown team. Whether you're in the stands or on the ranch, Circle A has everything you need to stay tough, look sharp, and keep winning. Visit us at Circle A in Elk City or shop online for all your Western wear needs. Circle A, where tradition meets toughness. Let's go Big Elks.
Big Elk TV, Cool 94 pregame show, getting ready for the Big Elks and their district opener against the Cache Bulldogs tonight. I'm Jared Atha with you here in the Paul Jones Drug interview portion of the pregame show. With me right now is senior Colin Church, linebacker, tight end, although you kind of spread out everywhere it seems like, and that's where I'll start. You're a guy that kind of just flies everywhere to the ball, and let's start on the defensive side. You were really involved last week. The game didn't go the way we wanted it to, but it seemed like your name was used a lot in that ball game and all season long so far this year. So tell me about how this senior season has gone for you so far.
Yes, sir. Well, just got moved back to linebacker this year. Last year I was playing D-line, and it's different, but I like it. And our D-line is doing a better job this year, keeping us clean, so I like it.
How important that is an important role for you, especially the way this district plays out. Is I feel like it's a run-oriented district, and Cache is kind of one of those. Obviously, Clinton, I think Weatherford would like to smash the two. Yeah. How important is that for you as a linebacker to be a leader and stopping that run up front?
Yeah, it's very important. I mean, most of the teams will run the ball a lot more, and I mean, the only spread team we're going to see is Woodward, and getting to the playoffs, so I think it's very important.
Absolutely. And, come in 1 and 2, but that's against some quality teams. Those only two come from outside of our borders against those Texas teams, against Canadian and Joshua. But, so far, how do you feel like the team's performed?
I think we've had a good season so far. Obviously, not how we wanted to start, but, the real season starts now, so 0-0. So.
All right, that's right. So got Cache coming in tonight. The Bulldogs coming in at 0-3, but I think that's kind of a sneaky 0-3. They've gone up against some competition as well. Maybe health has played an issue with that, or played a part of that with their issues. But from what I'm hearing, they could be a little healthier, and they're always going to bring some physicality. Talk about those Cache Bulldogs.
Yeah, they're always a good team, very well coached, and they had some players out last week in Sulphur. Their quarterback was out, but we're expecting them to play this week. So, I expect them to be a good football team.
So you're definitely not looking past them by any means.
No, sir.
Because this is a tough district with those teams we mentioned. And,
it really is.
It just doesn't matter if you can't get by these guys first. And it kind of feels like this is like kind of a key district game early on.
Yeah, it is.
All right. Yeah. Final thing, give a shout out to anybody you want to.
Shout out my dad. That's it.
Does he have a name?
Oh, Chad Church, sorry.
All right. Colin, good luck to you.
Sir.
Stay healthy. Go get them.
Thank you.
Keep it right here. More of the Gas pregame show coming up. Big thanks to Paul Jones Drug helping us out with this pregame interview. You are watching Big Elk TV and listening to it on Cool 94. Got a big game coming up. Don't go anywhere.
If you don't have motor oils or filters, your equipment's not going to run. If you got something broke, you need a bolt for it. You got to have that stuff. You got to have your greases to keep everything running good. Camrock is the name of the company. We've got what you need for your agriculture or oil field industry, whatever you need.
Your farmer need a hose built. You can come in, we'll build it. Oil field customer will come out and see you and take an order or pick up a hose, build it, bring it back to you. American Hose and Supply in Camrock Building next to Fred's.
It's 2111 South Main, Elk City.
Are headaches, migraines, or dizziness interrupting your life?
Are you an expectant mother or have young children in need of specialized care?
At the Chiropractic Co., we have solutions for you. I'm Dr. Brooks, and I specialize in upper cervical care to treat whiplash, post-concussive syndromes, and complex neurological conditions.
And I'm Dr. Michaela, and I offer gentle, effective care for babies, mamas, and young kids. Come find relief and support for your whole family at the Chiropractic Co.
Just call us today at 580-339-8078 or visit thechiropractic.co.
Hi, I'm Shannon Bowie, RN. My husband, John Bowie, and I are the owners of Elite Aesthetics. Do you have stubborn age spots, sun damage, unwanted hair growth? We can treat these using our Cyton laser, performing the halo treatment, broadband light treatment, laser hair removal treatment. We also offer Botox and Dysport injections to soften fine lines. Want to target your pores and brighten your skin? Try our Diamond Peel Microdermabrasion procedure. We also carry the Obagi skincare line and the Elta MD products. Call us today for your free consultation and let us help you age gracefully. Find us on Facebook.
Protect your family by safely storing all your medications. For information on the dangers of drug use, visit samhsa.gov. Order a free naloxone kit or fentanyl test strips at okimready.org. This program is funded by Oklahoma Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services, Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, the Center for Substance Abuse Prevention, Southwestern Oklahoma Development Authority, and the Beckham County Drug Prevention Coalition.
So you want to create your future, discover a path worth traveling down, find a career to get excited about,
For decades, Western Tech has been training talented, skilled individuals, empowering them to step into a career that fuels not only their life, but the Oklahoma workforce. These individuals are the heartbeat of this state's economy. Individuals just like you. Create your future today at Western Tech.
Welcome back here to Big Elk Stadium. Homecoming festivities are in the books. The Queen candidates this year were Ella Satilli, Yamina Aguilar Carrillo, and Gabby Box. The King candidates were Catch Gino, Logan Webb, and Cole Bowie. And your homecoming king was Cole Bowie. Your homecoming queen was Gabby Box. So there you have it. It was awesome, Jared.
Very good. Looked like a fine homecoming court.
Yeah, it was. And everything went smoothly. I have to say, it could be because Sean's not here. I'm just kidding.
Whoa.
We didn't have to worry about him not starting on time. That's just been a problem here at homecoming the last couple of years, getting him to snap to it. Kidding, Sean. Hopefully he's having fun at his 45th class reunion.
I really thought you was about to say his 45th birthday.
No.
I was going to be like, he's way older than that.
No, I'm not. I'm almost 45. No, 45th class reunion. Young Sean Wilson. We're back in the Gas post pregame show. Thank you to the Williams family at Gas. At Gas, it's all gas and no brakes. Guys, obviously everything gets changed once district play starts. The intensity is different. Probably all week, if we're being honest, with the practices and whatnot, certainly during the games. And we know that these games start to count. You know, yeah, the Elks are 1-2. Cache is 0-3. But these games are the ones that matter when it comes down to the playoff seeding and the playoff spots. So, Jared, you know, it felt like even Coach Maynard, as we had the Circle A sideline cam, felt like Coach Maynard even on Thursday had a little bit different intensity talking with us than he did in the first couple of weeks.
Yeah, I got the sense that he was ready to get to this portion of the schedule. Of course, we always break it out into, the threes, the preseason or pre-district. District play is what we're in, then obviously playoffs. And he was ready to get to this part because I think he feels in his mind with the personnel that he has, with the opponents going up against, he's ready to get back on the winning side, and he has a great opportunity to do it, and finally getting to do it at home. It's crazy. It's been a month since we've been here, but I got this really positive vibe from him.
Yeah, Denny, you're down on the chiropractic coach sideline. As a player, is that something that you noticed that you probably get tired of hitting each other, and then you get to play a real game, but then you're kind of looking forward, especially if you know you're a pretty good team. Do you kind of get just looking forward to the district starting?
You always want to do well in districts, and whenever you're in practice, day in, day out, it gets old, and it's hard for coaches to keep, that mentality of, hey, let's go have a good day of practice. But whenever the season kicks off, that first week is usually pretty high intensity, but then that first week of district, it kind of changes the intensity level a little bit. So it's usually a little easier to get them to fly around the ball and stuff. So I would expect a completely different atmosphere when these kids walk out tonight.
Nice, too. I think we got a great night for football. The weather's just going to get better as the night goes on. So I say that. I think, any kind of cramping situation you would hope would be very minimal, if nothing. And then finally home. I thought last week a big part of that was the feeling of we could not get that feeling of any kind of momentum. It was a long road trip. Crowd was very small. I'm not calling out the crowd by any means, but it just couldn't find. So what I'm saying is, it's nice to be home in front of your home crowd. That you kind of take that for granted about how much that can rejuvenate a team. being in front of your home crowd, hearing your home crowd roar for you and ring those cowbells and stuff like that. So that's always a plus.
Well, and like you said down there, it was a weird atmosphere. It was a neat atmosphere when we got there. You kind of felt like a little playoff, but neither team being a home game, there just wasn't much atmosphere. And it's different, and sometimes when you walk off a bus and you have those feelings and stuff, it's hard for kids sometimes, and coaches are trying to get them fired up, and it's just a different feel for them. So like I said, you can already tell there's a difference just the way that they've walked out and taken the pregame warm-ups and stuff. So I expect there to be a lot of fireworks early tonight.
Guys, let's before we get to the national anthem here, it's coming in about 2 minutes down here on the track. What about some Camrock keys to the game? Go first, Jared. What's your Camrock key to the game?
I don't mean this to be mean or to be critical, but I'd say get back to basics of what's made Big Elk football really, really successful these past few years, especially under Maynard. So establish that early, and you're going up against a team that might be a little banged up. Now, we've seen some numbers come back for the Cache Bulldogs, which I kind of like because you want their best. But, establish the run game, and then Logan has a good arm. So you establish that run game early. So, again, my key to the game, just get back to basics, establish that dominance that the Big Elks are used to under Coach Maynard.
What's your Camrock key to the game, Denny?
We've got to start fast. We've got to go set the standard and basically show, this is Big Elk football, just like what he just said. And, make some plays early. And like he said, we can't have those turnovers that give them a chance to stay in the game or be in the game. So I say start fast and just keep the throttle down.
Yeah, I'm going to go with you have to keep hold of the football.
Yeah.
The thing got out of control, and I don't know that there was ever necessarily a point where it felt like the Big Elks were a serious threat to win that game last week. But at the same time, you gave yourself no chance when you turned the football over that many times. So, punt, as we saw last week with Slade, punt isn't the worst thing of all time. And you just cannot give your opponents the opportunity to start at your own 20. And then, like Coach Maynard said on Wednesday, not only is it 7 turnovers, but that's also 7 chances at going and scoring that you gave away. You didn't even have them stop you. You handed the ball to them. So that's obviously something that has to get much better if the Elks are going to go 1-0 tonight in the district play. And quite frankly, guys, this is a must-win game as we get ready for the national anthem. We'll send it down to the track to Denny, and we'll hear the choir sing this national anthem.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watch with so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of
Fantastic rendition of that national anthem there by the Elk City Choir as we get just about 13 minutes away from the Elite Aesthetics kickoff. Of course, we'll have that SWOTA coin toss coming up here in just a second. It gives me an opportunity for the Sonic starting lineup. We'll thank you to Linda and DJ Leal at Sonic America's Drive-In. This is how you Sonic. We go with the Elk City defense first. Branded Storm in the house. Elk City defense first. We'll start at one end. 6'2", 225-pound junior, number 55 is Tugger McQuistion. At nose guard, 5'9", 253 is senior, wearing number 75 is Fabian Armendariz. And then getting the start tonight at the other end spot is 6'2", 220-pound junior Dejon Jackson, as he's going to be in there for Kai Brott. The linebackers back to normal, I would assume, at 5'11", 194 a junior, number 1 Tucker Garza. 6'1", 220-pound senior, number 10 Cache Gino back in the lineup. 6', 216 is senior, number 5 Colin Church. We heard from him in the Gas pregame show. And then Jaden Wynn, 5'9", 191 is senior, wearing number 21. In the back end, it'll either be Slade Josie at 5'10", 138, senior, number 6, or 5'9", 145, a senior, number 8 is James Harrell at one corner. The other corner, 6'1", 162, a junior, number 2, Jeremiah Jackson. The safeties, 5'8", 150, senior, number 3, Cole Bowie, and 6', 170, a freshman, number 13, Graham Eastham. Those are your Sonics starting lineup on the defensive side for the Elks. Offensively, Tucker McQuistion will play the left tackle, 6'2", 225, a junior, wearing number 55. Left guard, 5'11", 212, 71, a senior, Kason Cobb. 6', 307, a junior, number 79 is Adrian Acosta. He'll be the center. A right guard, 6', 243, wearing number 68, a senior, Cotton Sean. Then right tackle is 6'3", 278-pound junior, number 64, Aiden Muse. Quarterback, 6'1", 187, senior, wearing number 14 is Logan Webb. We'll see Jaden Wynn carry the ball at 5'9", 191, a senior, wearing number 21. Also 5'11", 194, a junior, wearing number 1 is Tucker Garza. The wideouts, 5'8", 150, a senior, number 3, Cole Bowie. The tight end, 6', 216, a senior, wearing number 5, Colin Church. Then the other wideout, 5'10", 138, a senior, wearing number 6, is Slade Josie. We'll also see 6', 163, a senior, Easton Sloan, and 6'1", 162, a junior, Jeremiah Jackson. And then there is a fullback out there. It will be Nate Miller, 5'10", 222, a sophomore, wearing number 25. Those are your Sonic starting lineup for the Elk City Elks. Thank you to Sonic America's Drive-In. This is how you Sonic. I would attempt Caches, but there's literally no way to know because of who they've got back, and who they haven't.
I have a feeling that's what some opposing broadcasters for OU will sound like, maybe even starting tomorrow.
We needed to get Coach Tanner Thompson in his first year down as the head coach of the Bulldogs to send us an injury report on Wednesday to have an idea of who might be out there for the Bulldogs.
Had to pay extra on that shipping. It might have been pretty heavy.
And if you're watching film on them, I mean, you go watch their 3 games, and they're not completely different, but they're different in all 3 games because of the injuries.
Yeah, there's no doubt what they started with against Duncan on really both sides, but especially offensively. Hance was throwing it around a little bit, taking advantage of the corners playing off. Then all of a sudden against Altus, when you see Abbott run out there, it was like a totally different vibe. And to me, Altus. It's hard to watch that game last week because Sulphur just dominated, and you're probably not playing some guys that you maybe could have because it's the last non-district and you knew this game was going to matter a ton. And so, the Altus game looked more like what I'm used to seeing in a lot of ways with the jet motions and all that kind of stuff, a lot of the eye candy. But Hance in that first game against Duncan was not scared to just kind of raise up and fire it out to the outside. To use the assortment of weapons. And we talked about this maybe off the air, Denny, you and I, how much playing all those guys or being forced to play a lot of those guys on the outside might even help. It obviously builds depth, but it might even give you a chance to do a lot of different things.
Well, yeah, anytime that you can get multiple guys some playing time going into district, that's definitely going to help. For them to have the depth at the skill positions to do that and really not miss a whole lot. Now, I wouldn't say they have a guy that's just 10 times better than any of our. I mean, they don't have a Tucker Garza. I wouldn't think. I mean, watching film, I don't say they have a Tucker Garza, but they've got a lot of good players. And really, when they rolled all those different guys in, other than the quarterback position, there wasn't much difference.
No, and Jared, it looked to me like Michael Rodriguez, number 10, the running back, he runs very, very hard, not too dissimilar to what we saw last week from those couple of guys at that fullback spot for Joshua
Well,
Texas.
maybe that's the silver lining of playing that game last week. We saw something similar that we're going to see tonight, and you could look at that film and look at their film and go, okay, we saw this is how we prep for that, et cetera, et cetera. So, looking for those silver linings, those pre-district games, especially in losses like we took last week. So I'll take that as a W.
Looking down below us as we get ready to finish up the Gas pregame show, the birthday boy from Gas, Levi Richardson, is in the house as he just walked up the steps. So I was told to tell him happy birthday, and there you go. Happy birthday to Levi Richardson of Gas.
If you look on Facebook, today's like the birthday day.
It's
I
my
swear
daughter's
there was,
face. Yeah,
I'm telling you, there was like 20 people that I knew.
It was my daughter's birthday. She's not watching. She went bowling, so we're not going to get a shout out from her tonight.
You should have made her come here and watch.
Well, she has an early game tomorrow, so I said go bowling early and get to bed. No, happy birthday to my daughter Katie.
Just about 7 minutes away from the Elite Aesthetics kickoff. Still waiting on that SWOTA coin toss, as well as still not used to looking to my left and not seeing the inflatable helmet down there and having to look to my right, the southwest corner of the end zone, trying to find the Elks here as they've started a new tradition to run down there to the other end. Looks like a giant crowd, Denny, from where we're sitting, looking down both ways. It looks like we won't have to worry about the atmosphere here tonight, kind of like we did last week down at Berg Burnett.
No, you've got a lot more people, and they're still rolling in. I mean, it's still. I mean, that south part of the stands is almost completely full, and I mean, there's lines still walking in. So, I think it's going to be a fun night.
I got to say, I know we haven't been home in a month, but I know there's been some other games played on this field, whether it be the little kids on Saturday or junior high, but the field looks great. I know we're still in September, but it looks really, really good. The green is really popping.
I have people ask me all the time, do you like to coach football or did you like to coach baseball? Did you like to play baseball or did you like to play football? And you can't beat this feeling right here on a fall evening. The sun going down, just a light breeze, bands playing. There's nothing better than this right here. Without being in playoffs of seeing even softball, basketball playoffs, baseball playoffs, whatever we've done, you can't beat this on just any regular night of any other sport.
Yeah, I could not agree more. You just you feel it. I mean, you really could, knowing that it's homecoming, knowing that it's the district opener, and by the way, knowing how big a game this is. We can't overstate just how important it is for both of these teams to start out with a win because of the difficulty coming up on both teams' schedules. With Clinton, Weatherford, and Elgin out in front of both of these teams. It looks like there's 5 teams for 4 spots. Now, that's not discounting Bridge Creek, Woodward, or Douglas. That one of those 3 teams could absolutely be in the mix by the time this is over. But when you just start to look in the preseason or the non-district part of the schedule, how is District 4A1 shaping up? It sure feels to me like you're talking about 5 teams for 4 spots, and the winner of this one has a huge upper hand in any tiebreaker situation with the other one, and then obviously getting to 1-0 and then trying to work through the rest of their schedule later on.
Yeah, you don't want to ever set the district standings where you have to have somebody else do something for you to get in. So you've got to go out and make your own magic, and you've got to put the ball in your court, and that way when you get finished with districts, you're sitting there and you know that you're in, and you know that, hey, we're where we want to be.
And obviously you never really want to start off 0-1 either, within the district, because it always then feels like maybe you're trying to push the ball up the hill instead of starting from the top of the mountain. So it's a huge game tonight here in Elk City between the Elk City Elks and the Cache Bulldogs, as both sides starting to make their way out of the locker room with some captains heading toward the middle of the field. On the Elk City side, they're in their brown over brown home unis, white stripes, a couple of them, the piping down the sides of their pants. They've got the white helmet with the brown interlocking EC and the brown vertical stripe from front to back. It's going to be Logan Webb, Cole Bowie. I can't see the other two, Denny.
No.
Is it Cache?
Logan Webb, Cole Bowie, Cache.
And Colin.
And
Colin Church.
Colin's like blacked out on his face. I can't hardly.
So it'll be all seniors there with Gino, Webb, Bowie, and Church. On the other side, the Cache Bulldogs, they send out 6 or 7, but only 3 of those look like they're going to be heading toward the center of the field here at Big Elk Stadium. And as they turn, is it 14, 10, and 11?
Yes, sir.
So Camden Hance, Michael Rodriguez, and also Christian Bennett will be the captains for the Cache Bulldogs. It's both sides of the Elks put down their helmets, and they head to the Brown EC right in the middle of the field. And we'll kick it down to our chiropractic coach sideline reporter, Denny Gino, and he will give us the SWOTA coin toss.
Number 3, Cole Bowie. Number 5, Colin Church. Number 10, Cash Gino. And number 14, Logan
This is
Webb.
your referee, Mr. Jason Harrison.
Gentlemen, good luck tonight. This is Robert Hunter. He's your umpire. Hey, good sportsmanship tonight. Brown talk to brown, white talk to white, okay? We don't know if you're best friends or not, so no cross-talking, okay? You spit your call for me? Who is? Okay. What do you, it's just a big old dollar bill. Heads and tails.
Tails.
Tails? He's going to call tails. I'm going to let it hit the ground. And it is heads. You want to defer? Yes, sir. You want the ball? You want to kick from the north?
Okay, so you can tell we won the coin toss. We chose to defer the second half, and we'll be kicking with, really, I was going to say with a slight wind, but right now the flags are holding down, so not much wind, but we'll be kicking from the north end to the south, and Cache Bulldogs will be getting the ball first.
All right, that is your SWOTA coin toss. We'll take our timeout for the ID when we come back and get ready for the Elite Aesthetics kickoff between the Elks and the Cache Bulldogs right here on the Bank of Western Oklahoma's presentation of Big Elk football.
You're listening to Big Elk Sports on 94.3 KXOO Elk City. Cool 94.
Welcome back here to Big Elk Stadium, just a couple of minutes away from the Elite Aesthetics kickoff. It's the Elk City Elks and the Cache Bulldogs. Class 4A District 1 opener for both squads. The Elks 1-2. They lost a tight one to Canadian Texas 32-27. They beat Altus, 28-14. And then they lost last week to Joshua, Texas by a score of 42-0. The Cache Bulldogs come in 0-3 on the year. Lost the opener 20-14 to Duncan. They also played Altus, and they played Altus in Altus just like the Big Elks did. But they were 34-23 losers. And then last week against a 3A juggernaut in Sulphur, they were defeated 62-7. This has been an ongoing series since 2010, as district games, every one of them have been. Cache leads the series 7-6. The Elks, though, have won the last 3. And, Jared, it's taken a bunch of points to win this game. 11 of the 13 games, it has taken at least 30 to win this game between these two teams.
Yeah, it's kind of good. That's kind of the district in a nutshell, really. You got to score a lot of points against these teams that know how to do it. So I got a feeling one team's going to – I got a real good feeling about Elk City's offense tonight. Somebody jumped the gun.
As the Elks run onto the field from the south end zone, Graham Eastham carrying the American flag all by himself as his mates are still inside the helmet on the southwest corner. Now they come flying out of there. It's Luna and Cobb. Luna with the Oklahoma flag, Cobb with the interlocking EC flag, and the Big Elks sprint onto the field from the southwest corner of the end zone. We're just about ready to go here with District 4A. 4A District 1 action is, and now you look to the left, and unfortunately you see a whole bunch of Elks that aren't able to play tonight, a bunch of them on crutches. Good to see Reese back out there, though, on the sideline, as he had that surgery last week, and he was at home kind of hanging out with a foot up in the air. Now Reese Burton back out here tonight.
I think it could have been some of it him not on the sideline. His presence not there could have had a reason why we couldn't get a spark going. You know, he could still be a leader even though he's not playing. So I'm glad to see him on the sideline tonight.
And I think that, too. I mean, just not having all your guys, you know, some of your captains and stuff, and he is a captain, you know. It's a different feel when they're here and when they're not, and when they're on the field and when they're not. So, I mean, it's been a little bit just to get him, you know, his role now, what he feels like his role. But, yeah, I think that was part of it, too. Just not having them, you know.
Yeah, you actually mentioned that to us in the pregame, not having him there and how much that might affect a little bit of the psyche of the Elks. Looking down to my right, class of 2004 is having their reunion here. There's quite a few of them. As the Elks, as Denny said, kicking left to right, north to south here at Big Elk Stadium. Luna will do the kicking. Back to receive is Kenyon Sweat. He's a freshman. I'm telling you right now, I watched him play the 8th grade game here last year in junior high. He is absolutely electric. He's wearing number 20 on the near side. Far side over there is Luke Montgomery. Luna's got it teed up on the near hash on the right side of the field here at Big Elk Stadium. This is the Elite Aesthetics kickoff. We appreciate Dr. John Bowie and Shannon Bowie RN. Elite Aesthetics bringing the inner beauty out. Luna kind of double clutched it. Now he fires it over toward Montgomery, catches it at the far side on the 20, looking for some room on the outside, and he's stuffed. What a hit there. Nice job by Cache Garrett. James Harrell getting up off the pile right short of the 30-yard line. So Cache takes over 1st and 10 at their own 29. Opening drive of the game here at Big Elk Stadium.
You know, and part about getting back to basics is and I know I was emphasizing the offense, but the Big Elk defense and special teams. I've always been impressed with the special teams that the Big Elks have put out on the field, especially under Coach Maynard. In his tenure here, they've been very disciplined and hard-hitting. I mean, it sets a tone.
Camden Hance will be the quarterback, the 6-foot senior. He's got Rodriguez behind him. 2 receivers split to the far side. Kind of a tight end now going in motion is Hartzog. He'll set up H-back right and 1 down here to the near side. In motion goes Sweat. Turn, handoff up the middle. Rodriguez picks his way through a hole and then hammered down by Bowie after a gain of 5 off the right tackle to the 34-yard line.
Good gain, but Bowie made him pay for it. With that stick right there.
You're going to see a bunch of what we call a sniffer back from them on both sides in motion, and then also that orbit motion.
So now that H-back sets up on the left. In motion goes Sweat. Turn, handoff to Rodriguez. Makes a cut at the 35. Still pushing forward. I think he's going to be just shy of the 1st down, as it's a gain of about 4 yards to the 38-yard line to bring up a 3rd and 1 for the Cache Bulldogs.
The 2 teams that are out to prove something with the way the Big Elks defended stuff like that last week. Cache wanting to establish that dominance early. Here's a big 3rd down, and I expect they're going to go right up the middle again.
Hance under center this time. 3rd and 1 for Cache. In motion goes Sweat. Tries to get the Elks to jump off sides, and they do. Fabian Armendariz took the bait with Sweat going across in the jet motion, so an easy 1st down on the first Anadarko Dozer flag on the play for the Cache Bulldogs. We'll have the Barber Dyson Ford tough hit of the game at the end of this one. Bruce Barber, David and Corbin Dyson experienced the Barber Dyson difference. We're looking for a Culver Electric electrifying play. Brandon and Jill at Culver Electric, don't get your wires crossed. And, of course, the McDonald's player of the game. Phillips family at McDonald's of Clinton, Weatherford, and Elk City. McDonald's, I'm loving it. Johnny Peterson into the game for the first time. He's a little confused. Now he sets up tight end right. Cache switches again. 1st and 10 at their own 43. Handoff to Rodriguez, looking over left tackle. He's wrapped up and now tries to keep his momentum going forward and shoved back to the 40. They're going to give him forward progress to the 45-yard line. It's a gain of about 2, bringing up a 2nd down and 7.
Elks have to be really disciplined. There's a lot of movement after the snap, and you have to keep your eyes where that ball's going, and they've been disciplined so far. Nice herd of Elks right there tackling and only limited them to 2 yards. Go ahead, Danny.
I was just going to say that's something they haven't shown yet on film where they shifted their line and got an unbalanced set.
Frazier splits right. You've got Peterson, McKinnon, and Sweat to the left. 2nd down and 8. Hance in the shotgun. Turns. Looks out to the right side. Fires it to Frazier. He's got the catch. Breaks the tackle, and there he goes. 40, 35 to the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. DeAndre Frazier's got a touchdown from 55 yards out as the Elks don't wrap him up. Looking like a 1st down gain. Instead, Frazier goes all the way, and the Cache Bulldogs take a 6-0 lead with 9:42 to play here in the 1st quarter.
Just as simple as wrapping him up. Just trying to make the stick, trying to time it, too. And hit him right when he receives it or hopefully knock it out, but still got to wrap up.
Yeah, there's no excuse for that one right there. Literally was there to make the play and just got to finish it. I mean, it's like he just let him go, but and we didn't have any help coming with him very fast.
Angel on to attempt the extra point. Ben's got it through there, and the Cache Bulldogs lead the Elk City Elks 7-0 on your Ace Home Center scoreboard. 2 minutes and 18 seconds into this one. A 55-yard touchdown reception from DeAndre Frazier. It was about a 5-yard throw and a 50-yard run.
When they come out in that set, they were a 3-by-1. They didn't have a sniffer back, so they have one in the backfield, and they didn't motion. I mean, they're almost at about 97% pass. So we should have a little bit of a idea of what's fixing to happen. So we've got to be more prepared for that one.
Jared, it looked like the Elks kind of knew what was coming. The linebacker, I think it was Garza, dropped back into coverage and tried to make a big hit, but just the inability to wrap him up was the problem there.
Well, I get trying to make that big hit to jar it loose, and who knows, tip drill, who knows. But, I mean, really, it goes back to my key of the game, back to the basics. Stick them and wrap them up. Just limit the damage.
Yeah. Like you said, they're gonna get yards. But you can't give them the extra yards after catch.
So 7-0 Cache with 9:42 to play on the Ace Home Center first quarter clock. It'll be Angel to kick. Harrell and Bowie back to receive for the Elks. Angel's got a cannon for a leg. I would not be surprised at all if he doesn't kick this one in the end zone if that's what they want to do. Adversity strikes early for the Big Elks after last week. Looking for the fast start that just did not happen. Angel kicking right to left. The Elite Aesthetics kickoff here. As Ben approaches it, he's going to onside kick it right. The Elks don't cover it, and then Cache does. Riley Smith had a shot at it, couldn't corral it, and Cache has got all the momentum on their side as they've got a touchdown, recovering an onside kick. And now they've got it 1st and 10 at the midfield stripe with 9:40 to play here in the first quarter.
Who was that coming up? It's almost like at the last minute they sensed it.
That was Graham. It looked like Graham. I don't know if they had a shift on or whatever, but Graham came from the deep middle to the back up right in the hole.
1st and 10 Cache at the midfield stripe. Now a 2-by-2 formation as Hans is alone in the backfield, the quarterback in the shotgun. Awaits the snap, has it, looks quick, looks over the middle, now dances toward the right. The Elks pressure him in the backfield. He throws it. It's incomplete. Looking late for Sweat. He tipped it out of bounds. Great pressure finally that time by both Jackson and McQuistion. Incomplete second down.
They took Case Hartzog, I think is his name. They tried to run him right down the middle, and Cole did a great job of recognizing, and he jumped him fast, and then the quarterback couldn't find anybody.
2nd and 10 Cache at the midfield stripe. 2 receivers right, H-back and a receiver left. In motion left to right goes Sweat. Up the middle is Rodriguez. Picks his way for about a yard, maybe 2 up the middle. Nice play in there by Cache Gino, getting him up off the pile. They give him the 48, so it brings up a 3rd down and 8 now for Cache.
We got to be smart right here and watch the ball again and not give them that short 3rd and then fly the ball right here when they make whatever they run their motion or if they do a quick pass.
Coleman splits right along with Sweat. Montgomery down here to the left. 3rd down and 8 for Cache at the Big Elk 48. Hans awaits the snap. Has it. It's going to run the reverse. The Elks do a nice job hemming it in, but Sweat gets away. 40. So breaks it outside of the 35 to the 30 to the 25, and he's shoved out of bounds there. The Elks had it hemmed in, but, Kenyon Sweat cut it inside, and he goes from the 48 down to the 25. 23 yards and a 1st down for Cache. They go quick here as they're all set up, ready to go. Hanson the shotgun. Gets his guys set. In motion comes Sweat. Hand up the middle. Rodriguez breaks the tackle of Church. It's Garza pawing at the football at about the 21-yard line. Couldn't rip it out. 4-yard gain for Rodriguez. Cache right back to the line of scrimmage, ready to go. 2nd down and 6 from the Big Elk 20. Actually, they're giving 5 from the 20. Hans has a snap, flips it out to Montgomery. And he's going to be hemmed in. Great hit by Cole Bowie. Put that toward the top of the Barbara Dyson Ford tough hit stick-o-meter. A loss of 1, actually a loss of 2 back to the 27. So to bring up a 3rd and 7 for Cache. Actually at the 22, excuse me. Hanson, the shotgun, awaits the snap, has it, fakes the handoff. Here comes that reverse again, and it's going to be Sweat bouncing it to the outside. Colin Church has got him wrapped up at the line of scrimmage, and a flag flies.
That's a hold,
That's got to be a hold against Cache now. Do the Elks accept it, or do they move them, or do they take the play, which was a no gain, and to bring up a 4th down and about 7?
I would think with them, Are they still right at the line of scrimmage?
Yes.
That's a tough one because I would like to see them in a fourth and long instead of a 3rd and long.
They've got a very good kicker. I will tell you that. Ben Angel is a very good kicker.
Was that on Rivera, you think, 55?
It looked like they were tugging on Colin Church. I think that's who it was.
The Elks decide to take the penalty and back them up to the 32. So it'll be a 3rd down and 17 for Cache back at the Big Elk 32. We've got 8 minutes to play in the first quarter. Cache already up 7-0. The Elks still haven't had the ball. Cache scored on their first possession, recovered an onside kick, and they've driven it from midfield, 18 yards here to the 32-yard line. Montgomery split left. Sweat and Coleman split to the right. Now Herzog joins them out in a slot right. 3rd and 17. Hance has the pass behind the line of scrimmage to Coleman. Coleman's going to be wrapped up over on the sideline. Ushered out of bounds. Nice play there by the Elks, tackling quickly on a gain of 3 to the 29. Now it's 4th down. Call it 14 for Cache.
They love throwing the fast screens underneath. So if there's no motion, I know he kind of motioned and reset, but if there's no motion and there's one back in the backfield, we should have somebody up there at the line of scrimmage ready for those fast throws.
So 4th down and 14 for Cache at the Big Elk 29. Have to reach the 15 for a 1st down. 3 receivers split right, 1 to the left. Hance in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Looks quickly left. Throws a fade on the near side. Jeremiah's in perfect position. Jeremiah goes up. Great defense by Jackson. Incomplete. And the Elk City Elks turn the Cache Bulldogs away as Jackson step for step with Micah Coleman on the fade.
He did a great job right there, turning the last second, getting his right hand back in. He almost overran it because the ball was underthrown, but he did a great job of getting that right hand back in front of the receiver's face.
He looked like Jackson was trying to cradle it in with his left hand.
So the Elks turn Cache away after the onside kick recovery, and they'll start 1st and 10 at their own 29 with 7:28 to play in the first quarter. First offensive snap for the Elks, trailing 7-0 on the Ace Home Center scoreboard.
That's a great stop for the defense to go out and get that after that onside kick.
Josie split left, Bowie right. Pistol formation. Webb's got the snap, looks quickly out to Bowie. Pump fakes. He's going to throw a long pass down the near sideline. Bowie's got his man beat. The ball is right on the money. 35-30, 25-20, 15-10-5. It's a touchdown for the Big Elks. 71-yard strike from Webb to Bowie. And the Elks are an extra point away from tying this thing up at 7.
Perfect pass. Good job, Bowie, but creating separation. And I say perfect pass. He had to lead him. I mean, that's arm streak right there from Webb. You see a lot of those at this level underthrown.
And that was a double cut route by Bowie, which set it perfect where he was at. So I love seeing double cuts because it just opens them up so much more.
The Elks move on the extra point. Jackson Edwards took a little step back. I think he was just thinking he was trying to get set, but he was already there. So,
so far this season, you really haven't seen Cole Bowie left one-on-one because they know he's one of our best receivers. And right there was nobody to help. I'll take that matchup all night long.
It's probably a good thing we got the flag. They didn't have the tee ready.
Luna to attempt the extra point to tie it up. The Endurance Federal Credit Union extra point. Snap low, good hold by Bowie. Kick up. Did he hook it too far left? He did. And that 5 yards turns. It would have been good from the normal extra point. The 5 yards gave it time to hook, and so. Yeah, it's one of those things. You get all the momentum on your side. Now you're still down a point on the scoreboard, 7-6.
Yeah, despite that, though, I mean, you scoring your first play offensively, you still got some momentum your way. They got to be feeling good about themselves, especially after giving up that touchdown, not recovering an onside kick, holding them on defense, striking them early. I like it. They're all right.
Obviously, that play's got a chance to be the Culver Electric electrifying play of the game. Brandon and Jill Culver at Culver Electric. Don't get your wires crossed. Celebrating 20 years serving Western Oklahoma this year.
Well, my key to the game was to start fast, and we didn't start very fast. So let's say we restart and Now let's go get another stop and get the ball back.
Yeah, restarted very fast. So the Elks have run one play on offense, and it went 71 yards from Webb to Bowie for the touchdown. The season long before that was 34. Cole, that is, on the reception. So Luna to kick. They've switched. Sweat is now over on that far side instead of Montgomery, and it's going to be pounded right at Kenyon Sweat. He catches it at the 15, backpedaling. Looks for some room to run on the outside. Sloan had him for a second. Now the Elks do a nice job corralling him over on the sideline. Easton slowed him down. A bunch of his buddies helped out. It looks like Nate Miller and Luna was down there as well. Good coverage on two kicks. Let's see where they mark it. It's hard to tell where they're going to set this football down. It's near the 30, but I think it's just a little bit naturally. It's back clear at the 26-yard line. Great coverage there by the Elks. First and 10, Cache working right to left with a 7-6 lead here. 7-12 to play in the first quarter. Two receivers right, one to the left. In motion goes Sweat, left to right. He stops. Hand off at the middle is to Rodriguez. He's going to be chopped down right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe even a loss. I'm going to give it a loss of 2. Was that Bowie again flying up from the safety?
And he was standing at linebacker depth whenever they snapped the ball, and he just came screaming off the edge.
That's what you call running downhill.
So 2-yard loss that time for Rodriguez. Back to the 24. 2nd and 12, Cache. We're going to have Sweat and Coleman split near side. Tight end. Sniffer back far side on the right. In motion goes Sweat. Turn, hand off to Rodriguez up the middle. He's hit hard right at the line of scrimmage. Kind of backs his way for about a yard to the 25. Yeah, they're going to give him to the original line of scrimmage. A 2-yard gain from Rodriguez brings up a 3rd down and 10. Is that Colin on the first contact?
I think so. It looked like when he got up that he was getting some love from the other teammate, so I would say that he was the man.
I'd say it looked like it was him. BD Cuppers are watching from Eufaula. Shout out to all the boys. 2-by-2 formation here. 3rd down and 10 for Cache. Snap back to Hance. He's pressured in the outside. Finds Montgomery, but a nice job there by Harrell, closing speed to sling Montgomery out of bounds. 2 yards shy of the first down. Brings up 4th and 2.
That worked. That's called making an adjustment.
Here comes in that's a different corner.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Harold wasn't out there a while ago, but here comes their punt team, so you just got to watch of hard count or something right here.
They're going to send 23 off for Cache. Max Daly. I think that is an equipment thing.
They got to find someone to come in.
Yeah, and it was the knee pad thing because poor Johnson, Deontay Johnson, didn't even get on the field, and he was ushered off. Yeah, he was ushered off, and so now they're going to settle in there with Dean Ray. Now, you're right. The Elks can't give them a free first down here. 4th and 2, Cache in punt formation.
We don't have anybody covering this receiver right here.
Angel, not a very good kick by his standards. The ball bounces at the Big Elk 40. Takes a small Cache bounce. It's going to end up rolling across the 35 to about the 31-yard line. So the Big Elks get back-to-back Brad O'Hara Farmers Insurance defensive stops. And they've got a chance to take their first lead tonight. 7-6 Cache with 5:47 to play on the first quarter clock.
Could you guys see that number 42? He was the second receiver on the bottom of the screen. Was he on the line of scrimmage?
I didn't even look.
Well, the reason why I ask is because with those two receivers, if he's covered up, we don't have to worry about him going out for a pass.
I don't think he was.
Okay.
I don't think he was on the line. I'll look at that next time, but I believe he was back just a hair.
So that's something we've got to watch where they just pop up and throw it to him because there was nobody out there.
Appreciate Brad O. All the defensive stops this season will be Brad O'Hara Farmers Insurance defensive stops. Our family helping your family. Oh. It'll be Jeremiah split left. Bowie and Josie split to the left. Now in motion comes Bowie. They're going to hand it to Cole in the jet sweep. Nice block out in front by Tucker. Cuts it up inside at the 35 and runs through a man to about the 38-yard line. Gain of 6 for Cole on the first down run, and now we've got an official's timeout for what?
Is he sending somebody off for equipment for us?
Looks like it, yeah.
Is that Jeremiah?
It's his face mask. You can't wear a tinted face mask. And actually when Jeremiah came out, came out of the tunnel, I actually noticed it was smoke, and you can't have tinted face masks.
So Jackson will step out, replaced by Easton Sloan. 2nd down and 4 for the Elks at their own 38. Webb in the shotgun, turns, hands it off to Garza. Garza picks his way up the middle, spins out of a tackle across the 40. He's going to be about a yard short at the 41 after a gain of 3 on the first running play for Tucker Garza here tonight. Garza's led the Elks on the ground this season. 35 carries for 186. A big bulk of that happened down at Althus. Third and 1. The Elks will have kind of the same formation. Everybody loaded over here to the right. And they get Cache to jump offside. The hard count enticed Mario Famero to jump offside. So the first Remax All-American Realty first down of the night comes via the penalty, the Anadarko Dozer flag. Thinking of Mike and Tammy Stout, Remax All-American Realty, helping everyone find a home.
Something, if you're watching on TV and you've been watching the games in the past, one thing about this Cache team, they're not near as big as Joshua or Altus. So size is a little bit different, but they're pretty good athletes.
1st and 10 Elks. Quick pass out in the flat is to Jackson. Jeremiah's got a couple of blocks at midfield, cuts it back inside, dives forward. He's near the Remax first down. I think he's going to be a yard shy, but at the Cache 45, a gain of 9 on the flip from Logan Webb to Jeremiah Jackson.
When we get down in the red zone, I would love to see number 2 from the brown and white up against number 1 because there's about a foot difference.
Great job there on the edge by Bowie and Sloan, creating that space for Jackson to get 9. 2nd down and 1 Elks at the Cache 45. Snap, handoff, Garza. He's going to be hit behind the line of scrimmage, spins forward. He's stacked up right near the line to gain. The near side official has him at the 44 of Cache. Far side done, and now we've got a flag flying. An Anadarko Dozer flag on the field after the play. This is interesting on the mark because if it's a first down, now we've got another flag.
That one's on us.
I think they're both on us, boys. They told Tucker to get off.
Just kick somebody out.
Did he just kick someone out?
Yep.
No, they told him to get to the sideline. It's going to be third. Well, they mark it what looks like a first down. And then the Elks, I think, are going to get 30 yards worth of penalties.
Yeah, it should be a first down. Both of them were after the play. So.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and whenever I saw that, I said, you got Jeremiah, 2 and 1. They were jawing back and forth.
So they call them both on the Elks. So both unsportsmanlike conduct fouls on the Elks. Now, the question is, was it a first down? The ball was marked right at the sticks.
Well,
at the
marker's
44.
already changed, if that means anything. So we're looking at 1st and 30.
Well, the sticks have to move.
No,
if it's first down.
That's actually a good point, yeah.
If it's first down, the sticks have to move.
Where's he going?
They're going back.
Yeah, so he just said it's first.
Okay.
So first and
but
the sticks are moving.
You can't move the sticks. Am I mistaken? Hey, I'll take 1st and 10.
No, I think it's because it's after the first down.
I see. Okay, my apologies.
First
down, then the penalty yard is applied. My apologies.
Yeah,
okay.
I think that's what they decided.
All right. Okay.
So forgetting 30
Clear
yards
as mud. All right,
forgetting 30 yards worth of penalties, that couldn't have worked out any better for the Elks. 1st and 10 Elks back at their own 26. Snap back to Webb, rolling right, looking in the flat. Chase now, he fires it up for Bowie. Bowie's got it at the 45-50, near side, and cuts it inside at the 45. Cache is 40, and he's slung to the ground by Bennett after a gain from the 26 to the 41.
That was an amazing catch by Bowie.
That was a gamble by the defender. Who is at 15? That's Sweat, right?
And he had his hand right between Bowie's. He just missed it.
So 1st and 10 on the Remax All-American Realty first down for the Elks at the 39 of Cache. Hand up the middle to win. He breaks one tackle, almost snuck out of another one. Like maybe Angel had him by the shoestring there as he crossed the 35 to the 34. Still a nice gain of 5 on first down for Jaden Wynn.
It's nice to see when you get a big penalty like that to just come right back and just clear it out.
It was a 35-yard pass from Webb to Bowie. Now this time, Wynn runs through a tackle as he was hit hard right at the line of scrimmage. Ran through that tackle, ended up with a 3-yard gain at the 31.
And the Bulldogs paying for it. Who was that, 57?
Yeah, 57 came up hurting a little bit. He's still...
Braxton Jackson, he took the brunt of that, and he came up a little wobbly. Hope he's all right. Staying in there.
And Jaden literally ran right into somebody and just bounced off.
Might have been him.
Yeah, it might have been.
So 3rd down and 2 for the Elks at the Cache 31. In motion comes Bowie. Turn handoff to Wynn. Wynn steps out of a tackle. Has the Remax first down as he lowered his shoulder, crossing the 30 to about the 27-yard line. Needed 2, got 4, and it's a Remax All-American Realty first down for the Elks.
Good vision from Wynn. We always seen that from him. He went just a little west before he turned it south. Found the crease he was looking for just enough to get that first down. Good blocking up front, too, by the Big Elks.
I think go ahead, Diddy.
I was just going to say, we saw, in the last few games, a lot of guys playing. Well, right now they're rotating about 3 guys about every 2 plays.
1st and 10 Elks at the Cache 27. Webb in the shotgun, turns, hands it off to Wynn. Wynn has a block from Miller, but a nice job coming up by McCracken from his safety spot to cut Jaden down before he could get going. Right at the line of scrimmage, no gain. I think you made a great point earlier, Denny. It certainly isn't what we've seen size-wise from Joshua or Altus. And quite frankly, Cache isn't as big as they normally are either along the offensive and defensive line. So this is more of a game where the Elks aren't nearly as outsized.
They still have some
as
speed.
We've seen. Yeah,
still
they're
have some
fast.
speed.
No doubt about that. 2nd and 10, snap back, Webb drops back to pass, looks over the middle. He's got Colin Church wide open, and he couldn't corral it. The throw was just a tick low at the 10. I guarantee you Colin thinks he should have had it, and that probably was a Big Elk touchdown.
Yeah, it was around his knees, and he had to slow up to even try to get it. But if he catches that in stride, he's scoring.
First incompletion of the night for Webb. And it's 3rd and 10 Elks at the Cache 27. We got 1:13 to play here in the first quarter. Elk City trails Cache 7-6.
Usually you'd say that they're 3rd and long behind the sticks, but there's probably 2 plays right here.
Rolling right is Webb. Looks, fires it. He's got a man open. It's caught by Josie. Tries to break a tackle. Does. He tiptoes down the sideline. He may have an All-American Realty first down.
He got it.
Nope. They're going to mark him at the 19.
Oh, they're moving.
Oh, yeah, there they
they're
go.
waving him.
Okay.
The far.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had the wrong yard line.
Okay, far line of Joe. He was well past the sticks.
I was thinking it was the 20. It was past the 15.
Great pickup by Josie.
13-yard gain there. Good job by Slade of breaking that one tackle near the sticks and tiptoeing down the sideline for 13. 1st and 10 Elks inside the Big Elk Auto Ball red zone for the first time at the Cache 14-yard line. Webb in the shotgun. Turns, hands it off to Wynn. Jaden's got a hole. Powers through a couple of tackles. Still going. Still breaking tackles inside the 5 to the 4. He ran over Angel. He ran over Coleman. And it's 10 yards and an All-American, Remax All-American Realty first down. 1st and goal Elks at the Cache 4.
Might be our candidate for our first offensive big
Tough
hit. Tough hit. He ran him over. Plumb over.
1st and goal Elks at the Cache 4. Bowie split left, Sloan right. Webb turns, hands it off to Jaden. Jaden picks his way across, looking toward the goal line. He's going to be stacked up and thrown backwards after a gain of about 2. That may be the last play of the first quarter as we head to the Nicholson Monument second quarter. Let's see what the Elks want to do here. Play clock at 30, game clock at 20. So the Elks do not have to run a play if they so choose.
I don't see hand signals or anything that's signaling formations or anything. It looks like they're just waiting for it to.
Yeah. They're looking over at the sideline now. I see the Elk City coaches start to motion come here, and that'll be the end of the first quarter. The Elks will come back with the second goal to 2, trailing Cache 7-6 after 1 quarter of play. Come back for the Nicholson Monument second quarter. It's the Bank of Western Oklahoma's presentation of Big Elk football.
Robin and the Nicholson family at Nicholson Monument continue to serve Western Oklahoma families with compassionate expertise and creativity. Let them design your loved one's lasting memorial at Nicholson Family Monument in Clinton. Contact Nicholson Family Monument today, a name you've trusted for years.
Big Elk Auto Mall has you covered with many professional automotive services like gas and diesel mechanics, Also expert exhaust installation. But one of their premier services is F&S Collision Repair. Just look at what Freddie did with this Lamborghini. From fender benders to major collision repair, they have the certified auto body technicians to do the job right. Plus, the Elk City Athletic Department gets a portion of profits every year. Big Elk Auto Mall is locally owned and located just north of the Elk City Convention Center on Old Route 66. Go Big Elks! Nicholson Monument invites you to visit their website, nicholsonmonument.com. Come by their office weekdays from 8:30 till 5 or schedule a Saturday appointment with Robin or one of her associates. Nicholson Monument Company, their family serving yours since 1956.
Welcome back here to Big Elk Stadium. District opener for both the Elk City Elks and the Cache Bulldogs. Through one quarter of play, the Bulldogs lead the Big Elks 7-6, but we start the Nicholson Monument second quarter with Elk City second and goal at the Cache 2. They're working right to left, which is south to north here in the second.
I had that play a while ago where Josie caught the ball running out, and I like seeing that where we move the pocket, we get Logan out of the pocket, and create something on the edge.
Second down and goal from the 2. Webb has a snap, turns, hands it off to Wynn. Jaden lowers his shoulder, but he is hit hard by Hartzog right at the 1. Great tackle by Hartzog, and the Elks will have it third and goal.
Number 2, Hartzog.
It's at the 2.
About the 2. From here, that looked like a touchdown, and Hartzog came out of nowhere to just level Wynn. Man, it looked like the right side of the line had that opened up.
That's the only way you can really tackle him without letting him get that forward momentum. You have to come from the side.
Third and goal here for the Elks at the 2. Under center is Webb. He's going to try the quarterback sneak. He's wrapped up immediately. They might give him the 1. Doesn't look like it. Fourth and goal.
Back to same line of scrimmage.
From the 2. Looked like Hartzog snuck in there again from that defensive end spot. So Wynn and Sloan check out. Garza and Josie check in. Big play here. The Elks 4th and goal from the Cache 2. Minute gone by here in the second quarter, trailing by a point, 7-6. Garza on the left hip of Webb. Logan takes the snap, pitches it to Garza. He's going to cut it back inside, looking for the end zone. Dives across the goal line and a touchdown. Christian Bennett read that play amazingly well for Cache. Jumped out in the running lane, but Garza had just enough strength to cut it back and score through the arm tackles to give the Elks a 12-7 lead.
That was a good read by the defender. Good job, Garza, knowing exactly where he was, what he needed to break the plane.
Like you said, it was a great read, but did you see who was blocking him? So that kid run up, and Miller just turns and kicks him out, and we almost pitched him the ball, but luckily Miller got right in his face and allowed Tucker to get in the end zone.
So we got the Endurance Federal Credit Union 2-point conversion to make this a full touchdown lead for the Elks. Snap back, handoff Garza, trying to break it to the outside, cuts it back to the inside. Ball's loose. The Elks end up with it, and it's good. The ball is knocked out of Garza's hands right to Colin Church, and the 2-point conversion is good. What a stick. Was that Hartzog again, number 2, that they hit? Goodness. Looking at the State Farm replay, Daniel Garbarino, State Farm agent in Elk City. Yeah, I think that was 2 again. But man, the Elks got lucky there. Right to Colin Church.
I'll take it. Whatever works. Wow.
One of the reasons when I was coaching, I always like to stand back behind because you keep asking things and I can't see anything from right down the line of scrimmage. I can't tell. It's just a whole bunch of white jerseys. No numbers.
Yeah, I think it was 2 again. Man, he had a good series there, even though the Elks scored the touchdown to lead 14-7 on the Ace Home Center scoreboard. 10:46 left to play here in the Nicholson Monument second quarter.
Did that ball hit the ground whenever it came out?
No,
never
did.
It was straight up in the air right to Colin Church. You know, I'm thinking the same thing you may be thinking, Denny. Is it good?
But it was fumbled.
Well, that's
fumbled forward, though.
Fumbled forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
It didn't hit the ground.
Luna kicking off for Elk City.
It did?
No, it didn't.
No, it never did.
Yeah.
No.
All right, we're going to have the explanation on the chiropractic coach sideline here in just a second.
Okay, sorry. Well, what was the question?
It's good. The conversion's good?
Yep, it's good. I think that they were just kind of saying the same thing with Jeremiah Jackson. He is not kicked out of the game, but he's sitting to the sideline. So,
all right, so the Elite Aesthetics kickoff, fair caught there by Zach Abbott, who's actually the backup quarterback for Cache, at the 26-yard line. That's about where Cache has started. What, 2 26s and a 29 so far here in their first 3 drives, and, of course, the one where they recovered the onside kick at midfield. So good job by the Elk City special teams outside of that one little play of keeping Cache backed up. 14-7 Elk City, 10:46 to play here in the second quarter. Cache has it 1st and 10 at their own 26, snapping it from the right hash, working left to right, north to south here at Big Elk Stadium. 2 receivers to the far side. Now in motion goes Sweat that way. Hand up the middle. Rodriguez picks his way across the 30, and he's tripped up there. Jeremiah Jackson making the tackle after a gain of 4 to the 30-yard line. The last series, Cache went really, really fast. This time,
they're slowing down a little bit.
Slow down a little. McCracken and Graham. Nope, Graham's going to end up on the. No, he's going to stay here on the right side. McCracken and Graham on the right. Frazier and also Sweat in the slot on the left. 2nd down and 6 for Cache at their own 30. Snap back to Hans, looks quickly out in the flat, fires it. Frazier's got it. Frazier's going to be wrapped up this time by James Harrell, but not before he crosses the 35 to the 37. It's a gain of 7 and a first down for the Bulldogs.
I'd like to see something from the Elks in that, where when they get in that passing formation and there's no motion, I'd almost like to see them just walk down and just jam them, because they're trying to throw it underneath the zone coverage.
Josh Webster and also Vanal check into the lineup here this time for Cache.
With all these formations, you can tell that it confuses them a little bit.
1st and 10 from their own 37. Snap, handoff up the middle. Rodriguez has a hole, breaks a tackle at the 45. Stood up now near midfield, and we've got the ball loose.
The fumble, I thought it came
Did the ball
out.
come loose?
I couldn't tell. I thought it was a shoe.
The
Yes,
ball
sir.
comes loose, and the Elks have it. You saw kind of the scrum in there, and the ball comes loose. Fabian was laying on the ground in there. Let's see if we can see it on the State Farm replay. Church stood him up at about midfield.
Right there.
Yeah, Collins stripped it out of there. Armendariz was on it. I couldn't tell. See if you can tell who.
I couldn't
ended
tell.
up with
He
it.
was behind the pile. I saw it, and you could hear the crowd, too. The crowd definitely saw it, but I honestly thought a shoe fell off.
Yeah, Church is the one that looked like he raked it out of there on the State Farm replay. So the Elks cause a turnover right at midfield. They take over 1st and 10 at their own 49. 9:40 to play before halftime, leading 14-7. Shotgun formation. Webb rolling right. Stops. Throws the throwback. Garza's got it open at the 40. Then he cannot break a tackle as Richard Bennett was holding on for dear life at the Cache 40-yard line. It's a gain of 11 and another Remax All-American Realty first down.
On that fumble, I saw 2 officials throw their beanbags, so I knew it was out.
See, that's as they were kind of piling up. I saw what you saw. The beanbag go flying through there. They actually give him the 39, so it's a gain of 12. 1st and 10 Elks at the Cache 39. Shotgun formation. Handoff up the middle. Garza waits. Now he bursts to the outside, cuts it back inside, breaks the tackle. There's going to be a face mask on the play as Ben Angel grabbed Garza's face mask. It's a gain of 4 to the 35. Tack on 15 with the Anadarko Dozer flag on the play, and the Elks will have it 1st and 10 if they rule that a personal foul at the Cache 20. The nose of the football in the Big Elk Automall red zone.
Number 68, Cotton Sean, did a great job as he was pulling, kicked out the D end for Cache, and he just got right in the middle of him.
They gave him a 5-yard gain to the 34. They're just going to make that a 5-yard face mask.
Yeah, I believe it was inadvertent.
They mark it at the 29, and it's another Remax All-American Realty first down. So 5 yards for Garza and 5 yards on the flag. And the Elks marching again, looking to make this a 2-score advantage, leading 14-7 with 9:14 to play in the Nicholson Monument second quarter. It'll be Josie, Bowie, and Jeremiah split to the right side. Colin Church now sets up tight end left. Webb takes the snap, hands it off running to the left and nothing
blocking,
going.
man. There's nothing there. No blocking.
Jaden Wynn trying to bounce it to the outside.
Yeah, they had us outnumbered over here. Colin Church was blocking, but there's a linebacker sitting right here with nobody. So, if they've got us outnumbered to this side, we need to be going the other way to that.
Paulus Cache makes the tackle, loss of 1 back to the 30. Brings up 2nd and 11 for the Elks.
Which we were lined up as quads when Colin was over on the far side. So you think that we would have had him outnumbered, and then when he shifted, he came back over to a tight.
Josie and Bowie split right. Jeremiah to the left. Colin Church, the tight end left. 2nd and 11. Turn, handoff. Wynn trying to bounce it to the outside. Flag flies. No gain again at the 30, and I think that's an Anadarko Dozer flag for holding on the Elks.
Yeah, I saw that one. Tugger just stepped hard, and the guy shot upfield, so instead of stepping back and getting inside of him, he stuck his arm out and grabbed a hold of him.
Interesting decision here for Cache. It would be 3rd and 11 from their 30 if they decline the penalty. I think that's what they're going to do. It's exactly what they're going to do. So it's 3rd and 11 after no gain for Wynn. The Elks have it at the Cache 30, leading 14-7 with 8:12 left. Same formation as first down with 3 receivers right and tight end left. Webb in the shotgun, takes the snap, looks quickly to the right, punt fakes, fires it over the middle. Jeremiah's got it at the 15, cuts inside of the 10 to the 5, tripped up, but he's in the end zone. It's a 30-yard touchdown from Webb to Jackson, and the Elks lead 20-7 with 8:01 to play in the first half.
I about said that's probably a bad idea, creating an obvious passing situation, because I think Logan is feeling it tonight.
Jackson's still down in the end zone.
Can't tell if it's his ankle or if it's his shoulder.
We'll look at that replay.
Oh, it's his shoulder. He just pointed to his shoulder. Hoping it's just a stinger, but the way he fell, the way he fell.
The way he tried to catch himself with his arm, kind of fell down on it.
Yeah, he was tripped up at about the 3, dove, and he kind of turned sideways and he landed right on that right shoulder, it looked like.
Maynard just grabs him, gets him picked up, checking the collarbone.
He's able to walk off under in his own power. That arm, his right arm's kind of hanging, but not as.
It's dangling. He might be going straight to the locker room, guys.
They're going to check him out. 29 yards from Webb to Jackson on the touchdown. It's 20-7 Elks on the Ace Home Center scoreboard. And an Endurance Federal Credit Union extra point pending. I don't think he's wanting to go to the locker room.
Well, Maynard said that I kind of mouth broken, and he said yeah. So probably collarbone. So I would think if Angie's listening, they just said they're trying to get her number. She did say that she usually listens to this. So Angie, if you are listening, why don't you come down to the field?
Yeah, they're going to have to get him further off the field, I'm afraid. Man, when it rains, it pours, boys.
That's not one that we need. I mean, we don't need any more down.
No. Luna on to attempt the Endurance Federal Credit Union extra point. Snap is a little wide. Nice job there by Bowie setting it down. Luna smokes it right through. And the Elks lead 21-7 on the Ace Home Center scoreboard with 8:01 to play here in the second quarter.
Well, hopefully it didn't come at too terrible of a price.
The Braulio chant. Braulio. That's his first name.
Oh.
The kicker.
Braulio Luna.
Braulio. We got the American Hose and Supply halftime show coming up here in just a little bit. Brock Calc at American Hose and Supply, helping you get back to work. Of course, the gas halftime stats, the gas halftime text line, 580-225-9698 is that phone number. 580-225-9698 is the gas text line number at halftime. And, of course, we'll hit some Shannon's Custom Paint and Body scores from around the state. Big one, obviously, right down I-40 in Weatherford tonight, the Custer County conflict between the Weatherford Eagles and the Clinton Red Tornadoes. Got anything on that one yet, Jared?
Closing in on half, 14-3 Weatherford.
Braulio was about to fire, and the officials blew the whistle. I don't see any flags. Maybe they weren't quite set. It's been a series dominated by Clinton through the years, but the last 10 has been fairly even. Clinton's won 6 of them, and Weatherford's won 4 of them.
Who would you guys pick in that game?
I would have picked Weatherford because it's A, at home, and B, Clinton starting a freshman quarterback. That's a hard ask for Easton.
And Weatherford just full of seniors, talented seniors.
Yeah, I think Weatherford's the better team. One of the things about that game, you never know. I mean, the better team
sometimes doesn't win.
Doesn't win a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it just comes down to.
No one's going to be shocked if we look down and Clinton's up.
Yeah.
Luna now from the middle of the field, kicks it high, short, right down the middle. Luke Montgomery calls for the fair catch and makes it at about the 24-yard line.
And as I say that, Clinton score is 14-10.
So there you have it.
Weatherford.
Yeah,
14-10 Weatherford.
So Maggie asked me, we heard it the other day, and there was a question about, the score, and she asked me who I thought. And I told her, I said, I picked Weatherford 21-10. So
you're right on track.
Yeah.
Yeah, look down to my left. See Jeremiah still in his pads, but he's headed toward looks like the Fieldhouse parking lot maybe. Darn it. 1st and 10, Cache at their own 24, trailing the Elks 21-7 with 8 minutes to play in the first half. In motion goes Sweat. They're going to flip it to him. Sweat hesitates, and now he's going to be grabbed and slung to the ground. Is that Easton Sloan with a great play. Sloan makes the tackle back at the 21, a loss of 3. Put that one in the Barbara Dyson Ford tough hit category that we'll name at the end of this one.
That's technically a pass.
Yes.
Yeah, if he drops it, it's an incomplete pass.
2nd down and 13 for Cache back at their own 21. Montgomery, Hartzog, and Sweat split to the right.
There's a passing formation, which second long you would think.
Now we've got a WTC timeout called by Coach Maynard. He came flying down the sideline, not liking exactly what was going on there with that formation from what he was seeing.
Cole's having a hard time catching his breath
with the Elks.
I don't know if he was he just couldn't breathe, and he wasn't getting out to where he needed to be, and they had a guy standing wide open. I don't know.
Conley Poole has checked in at the cornerback spot over there, replacing Jackson. Sophomore Big Elk.
See if I can find some other 4A1 scores.
Well, what's crazy about that was so Conley coming off of a collarbone break, going in for a guy that had a
that maybe had one. Thank you to Kathy Corning and Sarah Hirschman at Western Technology Centers. They're educating people for success with campuses in Burns Flat, Hobart, Sayre, Weatherford, and Elk City.
Over in Woodward, Elgin leading Woodward 21-0. That one in the second quarter. It's all Bridge Creek over Douglas, 28-0.
Wow.
Kind of talked about that one this morning. I just don't know about Douglas. Well, I think we know now.
2nd and 13, Cache back at their own 21. 2-by-2 formation here with receivers split to each side. Hanson, the shotgun, turns, flips it out quickly to Hartzog way out in front of him. Actually, that was intended, for Montgomery. Hartzog was trying to block Conley Poole, who had snuck inside there. With a catch and a run, I think we would have got a clipping flag and a Darko Dozer flag on the field because Conley read that one nicely.
That's been one of Cache's favorite passes throughout the years, where they are on their hash and throw the fast out.
With a blocker right there in front.
Yep.
3 receivers right, 1 to the left. 3rd and 13 for Cache. Hance pump fakes, throws a stop and go. Graham Eastham is in perfect position. He was the closest to it. As a double team between Poole and also Coleman. Pass falls incomplete, and it looks like the Elks have got another Brad O'Hara Farmers Insurance defensive stop. They're 4th in a row.
Hey, and I like to see that right there. Conley was a kid I was thinking he's going to play some this year, and then, of course, he has injury. But what did they do? They see him come in, and they immediately went to him twice. And he was in great position right there.
Angel on to punt. Bowie standing at his own 40. Angel from the 10 to go. The ball goes through his hands. It's back into the end zone. He just kicks it out the back of the end zone for a safety.
What's the penalty?
Kicking.
Yeah.
Oh, for kicking it.
It'll be a safety for the Elks, and it's 23-7 on your Ace Home Center scoreboard. Denny, you're right there. That snap didn't look that bad. It just maybe Angel took his eyes off of it and let it go through his hands.
It was above his head, and with shoulder pads on,
Yeah, that's
sometimes you can't get your hands that close, like especially if you're not expecting it. But that ball was at fingertips reach. If he jumps, I think he gets it, but I think he kind of thought he was just going to catch it.
Yeah, that's what he didn't look panicked until the ball went through his fingertips. So a safety for the Elks, and they put 23 in a row on the board since Cache scored on their opening drive. It's 23-7 Elks here in the Nicholson Monument second quarter. Still 7:10 left to play before halftime, and the Elks won the toss deferred, so they start with the ball in the third quarter as well. A chance to really put some pressure on this Cache defense. Now, here's a question to me with the rules. Do you decline the penalty and take the safety? Is that what happens there?
I don't know. That's why I was sitting here.
Or is it applied to the?
Is it applied to where they're standing at the 20? The official is, which would be the normal spot for the free kick.
Well, the official was smiling, so I'm guessing he said you want to decline that, right?
Yeah.
Because they would have got the punt again. Am I right?
Yeah, it might have been just like a 5-yard penalty or something.
Yeah.
So Angel, is he going to put a tee in the ground? I think he is.
Yeah, he's got it in his hand.
So free kick will be of kickoff nature from his own 20. Bowie and Garza standing at about the 35 of the Elks. Now they're going to back up just a little bit further. 23-7 Elks on your Ace Home Center scoreboard. 7:10 to play before half. Angel's got it on the near hash, the right side of the field, kicking it left to right. Toe to leather. He bombs this one over everybody's head. Holy Moses, all the way in the end zone. It's a touchback.
You know, noticing them warming up.
He can kill it.
He was booting it pretty good.
That whole family, I read just a tidbit in the Lawton Constitution that I could read for free.
Before the paywall.
Before the paywall, that's exactly right. And that whole family is soccer players. He's the third one that's played soccer at Cache and then also been the kicker at Cache.
Well, he's got a leg.
Yeah, that one, he kicked it from the 20, and that sucker flew in between the 15 and the 10, maybe even past the 10.
I'd like to check that ball. I bet that's a composite bouncy ball.
He killed it. So the Elks take over 1st and 10 at their own 20. Leading 23-7, 7:10 before half. Bowie split right, Josie left. Snap back, handoff Garza, looking for some room to run on the outside on the right. Cuts it back in, and there's Hartzog again, making the tackle from his linebacker spot after a gain of 2 for Garza to the 22. At some point, it's going to become important for that Cache defense to try to get a stop. This might be it.
And that's what I was sitting here thinking. If we could take this clock all the way down and punch it in right before half, this would be huge because then we get the ball back.
2nd and 8 for the Elks at their own 22. Snap back, handoff to Garza. Bounces it to the outside, gets a block, cuts it out to 25. At the 30, flag flies as it's a Remax All-American Realty first down, but Anadarko Dozer flag on the field. We may have pushed somebody in the back.
I was going to say that's 10 yards down the field. So is that holding or is that?
You know, the way Tucker started outside and then cut it back inside, I wonder if we just either grab somebody or shove it.
Yeah, it's on us because they just said it looked like they signaled number 7 or 8. We have a 7 or 8 out there at receiver. 6. We got a 6.
And we got a 6 and a 3.
Well, it took 2 hands to hold the number up, so I guess it'd be higher than 5.
Let's see if I get it on the replay here. Man,
So the Anadarko Dozer flag on the field literally puts it back where they 6. It's Josie.
It was Josie.
Yeah. So it's 2nd and 8 again. Snap, handoff Garza. He's going to be strung up in the backfield and slammed to the ground. Jackson on the tackle. From his right defensive end spot, Braxton Jackson all the way back at the 16-yard line. So that's a loss of 6. Brings up a 3rd down and 14 for the Big Elks. We finally crossed the halfway point of the second quarter. 23-7 Elk City. Josie split to the right, Bowie to the left. Shotgun formation is Webb. He gets Cache to jump offside. So a free 5 there brings up a 3rd and 9. Appreciate Jay and Angie Wyatt at Anadarko Dozer. All the flags on the field are Anadarko Dozer flags on the field.
You know, we've talked about it before, but, you know, watching the girls softball, it's nice that Jay and Dylan, you know, they have the softball game on Big Elk TV, so I usually try to watch it whenever I'm mowing or whatever. But
Regionals coming up.
Yep.
I don't know if it was a good idea to give Dylan a mic, but I know what you're saying.
3rd and 9. The Elks try to get Cache to jump again. They don't.
I told Dylan the other day, I said, I love watching him because and listening to him because half the time I'm sitting there thinking, was that a strike? Or one time there was a clock. It was in a tournament, so the game was time, and Dylan jumps out of there and goes, blue. We still got time left. And I was thinking the same thing, like, man, come on. That would have been the 7th inning, and when you know, it was like a 2-1 ball game, or whatever it was close. But
the Elks tried to get another free 5, didn't do it, and they called their second Western Technology Center timeout of the half. Kathy Corning and Sarah Hirschman at Western Technology Centers. They're educating people for success. Campuses in Burns Flat, Hobart, Sayre, Weatherford, and Elk City.
I'll just tell you this right now. I'm glad we're not in a metal stadium right now. Trying to get the microphone to work. Last week it was miserable.
It also helps to be about a quarter of the distance from us as you were last week.
I had about 20 people text me saying, we can't understand you.
Yeah.
And Sean Wilson's trying to tell me what to do with the mic, and I'm thinking, Skinny already told me 1,000 times what to do, and I've got everything I've got trying to work, but it's not working.
Better equipment is what we needed for that one. 3rd and 9 Elks at their own 21. Webb has a snap, looks left, fires it near side. Bowie in and out of the hands. Should have been a pick 6 for Cache. Great coverage by Jace Yoder as that ball just kind of hung. Yoder couldn't make the play, but it's incomplete, and the Elks will have to punt.
You know, there's times to have a little aggression and stuff, but Cole drops that, and a kid that wasn't even around runs over and gets in his face and does the decline like he did something. It's like, dude, just shut up and go play football, man.
Well, and after 2 unsportsmanlike penalties on the Elks for stuff that was hard to see, that was right out there in the open, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, if you watch the Sulphur game, that kid got annihilated by Sulphur like 5 times. So
the Elks run a man on late, and they have to call a WTC timeout.
This is where the special teams is. It's hard because you probably had Jeremiah Jackson in one of those spots, and now you've got guys coming in and out. And I noticed Conley had filled in on kickoff return. There was another one I saw that I think Conley stepped in for him also there, but this one must have been something different, someone else.
Riley was getting an earful. Freshman for the Big Elks over here on the near side.
You got to learn your experience at some point.
Yeah.
And being freshman's tough because the game's a whole lot different than a junior high game.
So the Oaks burn their final WTC timeout with 5:16 to play in the first half. I'll tell you what, Jared, let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is Big Elk Football.
You're listening to Big Elk Sports on 94.3 KXOO Elk City. Cool 94.
Welcome back to Big Elk Stadium. The Elks have it 4th and 9 at their own 21 in punt formation. Josie, perfect snap to him. He puts toe to leather, and it's blocked. Josie picks it up at the 5, looking for some room to run. Knocked loose, and now it's going to be picked up by Elgin in the end zone. Ben Angel's got a touchdown on special teams for the Cache Bulldogs. Christian Bennett blocked it. Ben Angel picked it up in the end zone for the touchdown, and all of a sudden, the game that looked like the Elks could have a chance to start dominating is back to 23-13 with the extra point pending.
That's something that's been an issue all year is the slow steps. We haven't, well, I think week 1 we had one blocked. And it seemed like it'd been getting better, but, we've got to keep working at getting faster on that.
Elgin will Cache will attempt the extra point. Try to cut the lead to 9. give the Cache defense credit there, as it looked like the Elks had a chance to blow this thing wide open after the safety again on the punt team for Cache, and instead they turn it around with a stop and then blocking a punt for a touchdown.
Yeah, so they just took that ball. I was pretty sure that ball was not legal, that they kicked in the end zone a while ago, and they just took it again, and the officials took it off and told them they can't use it.
Oh, and why now?
It's a rubber ball. That's why he kicked it 80 yards in the end zone.
Well, that would have been nice back here from the 20.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Snap good, hold down, kick up.
Ooh.
Garza almost came in there and blocked that one.
Almost got that one.
But Angels got it in there, and it's 23-14 now. The lead for the Elks is 9 with 5:06 to play in the first half.
I'm probably sure one of the coaches said something about that after that 80-yard kick.
Check the ball.
Yeah. Well, you could just tell whenever it left his foot and the sound it made, you're like,
It darn sure shot off of his foot a lot different.
It's like Inflategate all over again.
Look, now they're asking, can we use that ball again?
Yeah. Are we officially done?
I know that's what they're asking right now. He's telling him, hey, you can't use illegal footballs, guy.
So Cache blocks the punt, takes it in for the touchdown from 21 yards out. And it's 23-14. The Elks lead by 9 with 5:06 to play here in the first half. Angel to kick from the 40.
He looked over this one really good.
He tees it up from the right hash. Well, I mean, I'm not just making light of it. If you notice it, if that's really the case, and you notice it before that free kick, the Elks aren't clear back at the 20. It's a huge difference.
Yeah,
Field position for sure.
It's supposed to be checked every time that you bring it in.
So Angel from the near hash, high, aims it right at Cole. Bowie calls for the fair catch and makes it at about the 22 to the 21-yard line. That's where the Elks set up shop. 1st and 10 at their own 22, leading 23-14 with 5:06 to play in the first half. Now the official has that ball again, going over to the sidelines.
You know, they before game, the officials go over and check the footballs, and they test the inflation. Of course, that was bigger after the Tom Brady thing, and then they'll mark them. They'll mark, and so they're supposed to have a mark on there. So I wonder if
they snuck one out of the bag.
Mm-hmm.
They actually gave him the 23. So 1st and 10 Elks at their own 23, working right to left. Snap, handoff. Jaden Wynn going to be tackled behind the line of scrimmage. The Elks offensive line, after looking to take control in the middle of the first and second quarters, getting ran through right now. That was Mario Famero with the tackle. A loss of 5 back to the 18, and it's 2nd and 15.
I went back and watched some of the Joshua game just to see what was going on in the line so much. And really and honestly, you saw a lot of good blocks, but you would miss 2.
Yeah.
And they were crucial, and I think that's where we're at right now.
2nd and 15, Elks at their own 18-yard line. Cache has all the momentum. Low snap. Rolling right is going to be Webb. He throws a long pass down the far sideline. Bowie's by himself at the 50. He's got it. 45-40, 35-30, 25. And he steps out of bounds as he got by both Coleman and Montgomery. It's a strike to Bowie at the 26 of Cache. 56 yards on the completion from Webb to Bowie. And it's 1st and 10 Elks at the Cache 26.
That might be the electric play we needed to get things kind of jump-started in this half.
Well, we probably have people sitting at home watching, and they're like, why did he step out of bounds? But for a receiver and having guys that are coming behind him, and he knew he had 2 guys that were catching him pretty quick. Just like Jeremiah happened right here, the guy drug him down, and either between ankles or shoulders, you know, I mean, it's bad for receivers, so, you know, that's a business decision right there for Bowie.
1st and 10 Elks at the Cache 26. In motion is Miller. Handoff to Harrell. Harrell tries to break it to the outside. He's going to be kind of grabbed by the leg, and then a bunch of Bulldogs come in as Montgomery, I think, had him by the ankles. Hartzog makes the tackle back at the 30, a loss of 4. Be 2nd and 14. Actually, they mark it back at the 31, so a loss of 5.
We've got to get our run game going.
Yeah.
If you want this clock to go down, you better be able to get your run game going and keep getting first downs, because if not, you're going to leave the clock up to them.
2nd and a short 15 or a long 14. Those are the football outside the 30 of Cache.
He's standing out here by himself again.
Snap back, Webb drops back, looks, flushed right, makes his move, cuts it up and outside, and Christian Bennett throws him to the ground after a gain of a couple to about the 29.
With the way their safeties are playing, they're sitting about 8 yards. With Bowie being as wide as he is, you'd like to see him push downfield and then get to the inside where he's over top of those safeties.
Looks like maybe a nickel look here as Angel checks out, replaced by Graham in the Cache lineup. 3rd down and 13 Elks at the Cache 29. They don't have any timeouts left as they break the huddle with 10 on the play clock. Bowie and Josie split to the left. The Elks have got to hurry. They're not even set yet, and they're going to have a delay of game because they didn't get out of the huddle quick enough. Unbelievable. They don't line up right out of the huddle. They had to waste timeouts on a punt, and the Elks get charged 5 yards on the Anadarko Dozer flag on the field for delay of game. They can't call timeout. They don't have one.
They don't have one.
I don't know what the play call was, but I don't think we ran the right play, and I think Maynard's.
Now we get an unsportsmanlike penalty for trying to call a timeout that we don't have.
Did somebody indicate? Did Webb come up? I'll look down.
I've never seen that happen.
Wasn't there a basketball team that did that back in the
Fab Five?
Yeah. Cost them a national title.
Yeah.
So it's 3rd and 28 for the Elks at the Cache 44. Now what? They're going to back them up 5 more. I can tell you. Delay a game plus 15. So 20 yards of penalties. Last time there was 30 yards of penalties, and the Elks picked up a first down on the next play. Completely undisciplined at times here for the Elk City Elks. So it's 3rd and 33 at the midfield stripe.
I think we're going to flop. We're going to flip them again. Nope. We're in a
Snap.
quad set.
Going left is going to be Webb. Stops,
Bowie's
fires a long pass down the middle of the field. It wobbles.
boy.
Bowie goes up. Oh, my gosh, he caught it at the 15-yard line. Cole Bowie caught it at the 15-yard line, and it's a Remax All-American Realty first down. He went over McCracken for the catch. Oh, my
That
gosh.
was going to be an interception, and Cole stopped and came back and went over top of him and grabbed the ball from him.
They needed 33. They got 35, and it's a Remax All-American Realty first down. It's going to be hard to be more electric than that for the Culver electrifying play. 1st and 10 at the Cache 14 inside the Big Elk Auto Mall red zone. I formation this time. Handoff to Wynn. Jaden following a block. Tries to skip it to the outside. Cuts back inside. He's going to be thrown down by the head by Hartzog with a gain of 1.
So that formation that we were in, it's called an over or like quads, where your tackle is the last guy on the line of scrimmage. And we just max protected, but Logan ran out to his left, which is hard for some quarterback. I mean, you kind of see why he threw it short was because, you usually can't get your legs underneath you coming around that way unless you get deeper and then come downhill.
That tells me that his quarterback, Webb, has so much trust in Bowie.
2nd and 9 Elks. Snap back to Webb, rolling left. We got a flag on the play. It's going to be on the Elks. It almost has to be, or they'd have stopped the play, but a sack. As Graham throws down Webb, he should have thrown it away. He knows he should have thrown it away. I think the Elks are going to get called for an illegal procedure or maybe an illegal formation. They'll decline this. It'll be 3rd and long again.
Illegal procedure called against Elk City.
So it was a loss of 6 back to the 19. So 3rd and 15 for the Elks.
15.
At the 19 of Cache. Minute 48 to play in the first half. The Elks lead 23-14.
If he throws that away, you know, they could,
Yep.
if they decline it.
Handoff up the middle. It's going to be Wynn. Wynn tries to break a tackle, puts his hand down, and gets an extra couple of yards across the 15 to the 14.
What I was saying was if they decline it, then it's still second and long, but not near as long. But then if they take it, now it's, you got another down back.
He's got 4th and 10 for the Elks with the ball on the 14-yard line.
They're going to kick it.
I have not seen Braulio go out there.
No. They can get a first down here, so don't have to get the entire thing, but you can throw it under and try to get the first down.
3 receivers right. Snap. Webb looks out. Pump fake. Steps up. He's slung to the ground. Paulus Cache sacks him back at the 20. The Elks offensive line is getting their butts kicked here at the latter stages of the second quarter. The one miracle play, but other than that, Cache has figured something out on the defensive line, because the Elk City offensive line was taking control middle of the first quarter through the middle of the second. But, man, the last 2 times Elk City's had the ball, Cache has let them do absolutely nothing outside of miracle catches.
Cache has got 1 minute here, and they've got to go, 81 yards.
All 3 timeouts.
So you're going to see with the timeouts, you're going to see them, still staying in bounds and running the play. Jet play. They like the jet play, but you start seeing them put it up in the air quite a bit.
They're spreading out right here.
2-by-2 formation. Hanson the shotgun. Awaits the snap. Has it. Flips it out quickly. Looking for Montgomery. He's got it. Breaks it to the outside. Outraces Sloan as Easton finally catches up. He stepped out of bounds near the first down marker. I think it's short.
About a half a yard short, I believe.
You give him 9. Well, the officials are.
They got to measure it?
Nope, I think it's.
They're waving it.
So they give him 10 and a 1st and 10 for Cache.
You just can't let them get out of bounds. Now you need to keep them in bounds, so they have to use timeouts. Because they basically have their entire playbook right now.
2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Hanson the shotgun. Here comes the motion. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. Rodriguez is stacked up quickly there by Colin Church. Great job by Colin at the point of attack. A gain of 1, and now we got the first WTC timeout called by the Cache Bulldogs. The hometown clock ran about 2 seconds. I imagine we're about to reset that.
Our clock guy didn't run to the restroom or anything?
No.
We don't have a window. We can't see him, but no, he's not going anywhere.
You guys need to do a better job out there with your clock.
Gain of a yard on the run for Rodriguez. It'll be 2nd and 9 after we come out of this Western Technology Center timeout. WTC educating people for success with campuses in Burns Flat, Hobart, Sayre, Weatherford, and Elk City.
Shoot us a text on
What's
the gas.
What's he saying? 40 what?
9?
49? That ain't right. It didn't run that far. Should be 47. I'll take 48. 47.8. I think it literally ran 2 seconds. So 48 seconds. I like 4.8 better. All right, Cache has it 2nd and 9 at their own 30. Trailing 23-14 with 48 seconds to play in the first half. Hanson the shotgun. Awaits the snap. Has it. He's going to run a reverse to Sweat. Sweat's got a lot of room to run on the far side. Good job there, though, by Graham Easton until he slammed him out of bounds. The Elks, that is now the 4th personal foul penalty in the first half.
And now you just give them another big chunk of yardage with the clock not moving.
It took 9 seconds off the clock.
It was about a 14-yard gain, but plus 15, it's going to be a 29-yarder on the personal foul on the Elks. So Cache is going to have it 1st and 10 at the Big Elk 40 with 40 seconds to play here in the first half. I think it's actually going to be the 41.
Well, they got a kicker that can make it from probably here with that rubber ball.
First and 10, Cache at the Big Elk 41. They send 2 receivers to the right-hand side of the formation. Now they're kind of confused here trying to get set. Now they do. Big-time bunch of 3 on the far side. Snap. Pitch sweep running left is going to be Rodriguez. Rodriguez runs out of bounds.
Immediate flag.
Flag flies at the 41. That's got to be some sort of hold on Cache. Illegal formation against the Bulldogs.
I was wondering if they didn't have enough on the line.
Another Anadarko Dozer flag on the field. There's been way too many of those for probably either coaching staff's liking so far.
We're going to have to start charging by the flag. I think Anadarko's getting their money's worth tonight. Sorry, Jay.
5-yard loss plus 6 seconds come off the clock. First and 15, Cache at the Big Elk 46-yard line. 35 seconds to play in the first half. Hanson the shotgun, awaits the snap, has it, looks quickly to his left, fires it. It's going to be caught, and Coleman's going to be ushered out of bounds after a gain of about 5. So he gets the penalty yardage back to the 41, and it's second and 10.
Pass complete. It's a 6-yard gain. It's a 2nd and 9.
They're giving signs over there, and I just realized number 70 for their tackle is getting signs. So they're giving signs for their blocking schemes.
Snap, pitch left. Rodriguez looking for a hole, cuts it back inside. He's going to be hit hard inbounds by Bowie. He's short of the line to gain. And it's 3rd down. Clock, did they call a timeout already? Quick WTC timeout?
I don't know. I didn't see it. That looks like the official's like winding.
Why is the clock?
He stayed in bounds. The official stopped the clock on the replay anyways.
They call him out of bounds?
He was in bounds, at least from this angle.
Oh, my goodness. 3rd and a yard for Cache at the Big Elk 31-yard line. Reverse to Swept. He's got room to run on the left. We get held on the outside as Garza had both arms around his waist. But it's a gain of 11 and a 1st and 10 Cache at the Big Elk 20 with 18 seconds to play in the first half. Bulldogs still have 2 timeouts.
With as many people they rotate in and out, it's hard to tell if they've got a package set.
3 receivers over on the left side, 1 to the right.
See if they go to number 12 right here.
Snap back, Hance going to throw it out in the flat. It's going to be down the far sideline. Montgomery's hit hard, and he's out of bounds at the 1. First and goal for Cache at the Big Elk 1 with 12 seconds to play in the first half. This game looked like the Elks were about to blow the Bulldogs out. Instead, it's going to be a 1-score game if Cache can score here before half. Hance under center, takes a snap, Piles drives forward, he's in the end zone, and Cache has scored 2 straight times, 1 on a block punt, 1 on that drive there to finish the half, and it's 23-20 with 9.4 seconds to play in the first half.
What happened on that fast screen out there? Did they just kick us and then it just took off?
Yeah, it didn't look like we had any guys out there.
Didn't have enough guys.
I'm telling you, it's like their favorite pass play.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me. It's like I can literally remember standing right here and watching. Chipper Skelton, the exact same thing. He just got walled, and they had one of their best athletes catch the ball and take off, and we just couldn't catch it many years ago.
Extra point is good, and Cache is back within 2. It's 23-21. This game was 23-7. The Elks led with under 6 minutes to play in the first half, and Cache was kicking a free kick after a safety from the 20. Since then, the Bulldogs have stopped the Elks twice on defense. They got a block punt for a touchdown and then marched that one down the field for another score from the 19-yard line all the way down the field with less than 2 minutes left on the first half clock.
Surely they'll kick it deep, right?
Yeah. Denny, what has changed up front defensively for Cache?
That's what I was sitting here trying to figure out. It looks like they're still doing the same thing. It's just I don't know if they're slanting harder or changed up what they're doing on their slant. Maybe slanting strong instead of slant weak, or vice versa. But they're in our backfield every single time when we run the ball.
Yeah, and you made the great point. Not being able to run the ball and take time off this clock allowed Cache to have enough time to come back, and run that drive.
Number 38, Angel.
Angel's kind of directing traffic out there. Now he approaches this little pooch kick. It's going to fall right in the middle of a couple of big Elks. The Elks are on it. Bowie on a knee at the 30.
And it's funny because when they brought that ball out a while ago and they were checking it really hard, I thought that was the same ball, but maybe they had another one that maybe wasn't inflated as much. This time it was a completely different ball.
Yeah, that one looked a lot more brown, like you're used to seeing them.
Yeah.
With the leather.
That other one was like what you see on a playground, like an Under Armour, and it even had the Under Armour logo on it, like you're in junior high ball throwing a ball around, or junior high school
schoolyard, yeah.
Whatever I'm trying to say.
I don't think we can use that in the junior high games.
All right, so the Elks look like they're going to run a play with 9 seconds left in the first half.
Okay.
Shotgun formation. It's going to be a handoff to Garza. Tucker has a hole, cuts it back, looking for the first down yardage. He's got the first down yardage with 3 seconds left to play in the first half, 2.6. It's a Remax All-American Realty first down, but we have a flag on the field again, another Anadarko Dozer flag on the field. The Elks at the moment are incapable of running an offensive play without committing a penalty. I wonder if this is the same crew that was over at the Thomas Sayre game that threw 47 flags that night.
My goodness.
Starting to feel like it.
I'd like to see us just get underneath and just take a snap.
I'd like to see us just not snap it. There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
So that's the end of the first half. The Elks lead 23-21, but it doesn't feel nearly as joyous here at Big Elk Stadium as it did about 15 minutes ago. Cache ends the half on a 14-0 run, block punt touchdown, and then drove it down the field after another stop after the Big Elks got a miracle play from Webb to Bowie inside the 20. But the Cache Bulldogs still do trail the Elk City Elks 23-21 at halftime. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll have the gas halftime show, the American Hose and Supply halftime show, get some gas stats, the gas text line, and the Shannon's Custom Paint and Body scores from around the state. 23-21 Elks on the Ace Home Center scoreboard. It's the Bank of Western Oklahoma's presentation of Big Elk football.
At Bank of Western Oklahoma, we know what it takes to keep your farm running smoothly. Our experienced lenders understand agriculture and offer competitive loans for real estate, livestock, equipment, and more. We are locally owned and invested in our communities, making decisions that benefit you quickly. Bank of Western Oklahoma, the bank that works as hard as you do. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
From dozer work to hauling dirt and gravel, Anadarko Dozer and Trucking gets the job done. We don't take shortcuts, and we don't back down from a challenge. With a team that digs in deep and delivers results, we handle the toughest projects with grit and determination. When you need it done right, call Anadarko Dozer and Trucking. We move mountains to make it happen.
Hi, my name is Brad O'Hara. My wife Tony and our family live in western Oklahoma, just as the 4 generations of family have before us. We definitely understand the ups and downs of our economy and the way it affects us all. At Brad O'Hara Insurance, we are here to get you the biggest bang for your buck. We have multiple coverage options available and very competitive rates for youthful drivers. Problems with your driving history? Having trouble getting coverage? I'm betting we can help. Give us a call at 225-4040 and let us help. We're on your side.
If you don't have motor oils or filters, your equipment's not going to run. If you got something broke, you need a bolt for it. You got to have that stuff. You got to have your greases to keep everything running good. Camrock is the name of the company. We've got what you need for your agriculture or oil field industry, whatever you need.
Your farmer need a hose built, you can come in, we'll build it. Oil field customer will come out and see you and take an order or pick up a hose, build it, bring it back to you. American Hose and Supply in Camrock Building next to Fred's.
It's 2111 South Main, Elk City.
At Shannon's Custom Paint Body, we take pride in our local community and have faithfully served Oklahoma and Texas over the last 30 years. Our vehicles play an important role in our lives, commuting to work, our kids' sporting events, visiting family, vacations, etc. Our mission is to repair your vehicle honestly and efficiently, meeting or surpassing our customers' expectations, getting your vehicle back to pre-accident condition or better. We want to serve you as our Savior Jesus Christ would. In Matthew 11:28 and 30, Jesus says, "Come to me, all of you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." We hope to offer our customers the same relief in times of need.
A message from the Sonic Department of Research and Deliciousment.
They say you can't put a price on fun, but they don't know what the heck they're talking about. Fun's now $1.99 at Sonic with creamy queso wraps and more. Take that, they. The Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. You know your new favorite burger has hand-smashed patties made to order, hot and melty cheese, and a tangy sauce? How rude of me. Let me introduce you. The all-new Sonic Smasher. Live free, eat Sonic.
Open any Endurance Federal Credit Union premium checking account and enjoy these benefits. Refunds on ATM withdrawal fees nationwide, no monthly service fees, and no minimum balance needed to earn rewards. You'll also receive the exclusive Elk City Elks debit card. Stop by 105 Regional Drive next to Walmart in Elk City. Endurance Federal Credit Union is insured by NCUA, an equal housing lender.
From the classroom to the field, Elk City High School students are igniting sparks of brilliance, fueling the fire of progress in every endeavor they pursue. Whether it's breaking records in the academics or dominating the field, these students are the driving force behind Elk City's dynamic spirit. GAS is fully committed to supporting and fostering the spirit of innovation, because in Elk City, it's not just about moving forward, it's about racing ahead. That's why we're
Welcome back, Big Elk TV, also Cool 94 at the half. Elk City leading at 23-21. Jared Edith with you at half. Big thank you to our halftime show sponsor, American Hose and Supply, Brock Calc, helping you get back to work. Big Elks get back to work after a month being away from home, and after a week of not scoring, came out and put some points on the board early and often, led this game at one point 23-7, but 14 unanswered from the Bulldogs have cut it close, and Elks it on to that 2-point lead at the half. Let's check in on your GAS halftime stats. Thank you to GAS and the Williamson family, all gas and no breaks. And we will start with some team stats first, where the Elk City Elks have 12 first downs compared to Cache's 10. Rushing, Elk City just 23 times for 35 yards, trying to get something established on the ground. It's been a good night in the air for Webb, throwing it 10 times, completing 8 passes out of 10. 250 yards, got some big chunk plays, and quite frankly got a nice, kind of got bailed out by Bowie, but I said it when it happened. It showed me the trust that Webb has with his wide receiver just to throw it up and him to go get it. 285 total yards, but 2 turnovers if you count the onside kick that they failed to recover after Cache went up 7-0. And then the block punt that turned into another Cache touchdown. For Cache, they've rushed it 19 times for 67 yards. It feels like a lot more, but they're getting a lot of production on some swing plays, throwing it out in the flats on those screen plays, especially that last drive. 7 of 10 through the air, 104 yards, 171 yards total. They turned over one time, a fumble right at the at the 50. Individually for the Big Elks, we'll start with rushing. Jaden Wynn, 12 carries for 28 yards. Tucker Garza, 5 carries for 12. Bowie carried it one time for 6 yards. Harrell, 1 carry for -4. And Logan Webb, 3 carries, -10. Those are by way of sack. For passing, like I said, Logan Webb, not bad. 8 of 10 throwing, 250 yards. Aaron's better with the math than me. He had to do the average quickly in his head, but he has thrown 2 touchdowns tonight. So very nice night through the air for Logan. And catching it for Logan, Bowie, 4 catches, 192 yards and a touch. Jackson, 2 catches and 38 yards and a touchdown. That one touchdown might have been costly as he went out with injury. Still waiting word on that one. I wish him the best. 1 catch for Tucker Garza for 12 yards. Slade Josie, 1 catch for 8 yards. for the Big Elks. Defensively, Cole Bowie leading the Big Elks with 4 tackles. 3 tackles from Garza and Harold apiece, 2 from Church, 1 tackle apiece from Jaden Jackson and Sloan, and Cascino back in action tonight. He has himself a tackle. Again, Elk City leads it 23-21, but the Cache Bulldogs with all the momentum, very key for the Big Elks to make some adjustments at half, come back out of the locker room and see if they can push a big lead again and hold on for their first district win of the year. We'll take a timeout. Big thanks again to Gas, our halftime show or our halftime stats sponsor. Also big thanks again to American Hose and Supply, our halftime sponsor. When we come back, we will check in on the Gas text line, 580-225-9698. Tell us where you're watching, where you're listening from. We'd love to know where you're at. Give a shout out to your favorite player, maybe your favorite band member, cheerleader, anyone in the student section. Let us know where you're watching. Give a shout out to the Big Elks and wish them good luck. We'll read it on air. And I think we're going to go also look. We have this feed on our Facebook page. We didn't realize it till on the way home. We got a lot of viewers on Facebook, and they left us a lot of comments too. So we'll go in and check those out too. 23-21, our halftime score. Big Elks on top here at half. Don't go anywhere. More Big Elk TV and on Big Elk TV and Cool 94.
Derek Henry.
Hey, Jake from State Farm. I saved so much bundling, it inspired my workout. Auto! Home!
Okay, and this is auto again, right?
Auto! Hey, this is my living room. Home!
Bundling, just another way to save with the personal price plan.
The dog isn't allowed on the couch, Derek.
Call State Farm agent Daniel Garbarino in Elk City today.
It's an evening like any other evening. Kids are being kids. Work is being work. But none of this bothers you because the air feels so good at home.
Four Seasons Heating and Air, now headquartered in Elk City. They're your carrier dealer, servicing all brands. Call Wyatt or Tom at 580-225-6518 or stop by 317 North Van Buren in Elk City.
Looking for the perfect grill? Find yours at Ace, because at Ace, the perfect grill comes with free assembly, delivery, and fuel, like the Weber Gas Grill, Big Green Egg Charcoal Grill, Traeger Wood Pellet Grill, and Blackstone Gas Griddle. You won't find all these premium brands and service at a warehouse store, only at your neighborhood Ace. Around the block, what you need in stock, with service so good it's guaranteed.
Owners George and Jim Bob Browning invite you to visit the locally owned Ace Home Centers nearest you, or shop online at elksupply.com.
Are headaches, migraines, or dizziness interrupting your life?
Are you an expectant mother or have young children in need of specialized care?
At the Chiropractic Co., we have solutions for you. I'm Dr. Brooks, and I specialize in upper cervical care to treat whiplash, post-concussive syndromes, and complex neurological conditions.
And I'm Dr. Michaela, and I offer gentle, effective care for babies, mamas, and young kids. Come find relief and support for your whole family at the Chiropractic Co.
Just call us today at 580-339-8078 or visit thechiropractic.co.
So you want to create your future, discover a path worth traveling down, find a career to get excited about. For decades, Western Tech has been training talented, skilled individuals, empowering them to step into a career that fuels not only their life, but the Oklahoma workforce. These individuals are the heartbeat of this state's economy. Individuals just like you. Create your future today at Western Tech.
There have been times when the folks at RE/MAX may have actually lost business because of their honesty. Real estate's a pretty competitive field, but RE/MAX won't throw elbows or fudge the truth. Sounds pretty simple, but they were raised to be nice people. That's helped them buy and sell a lot of property for customers. Of course, it also helps that RE/MAX is the #1 most recognized real estate brand in the world. RE/MAX All-American Realty in Elk City. Take a look at their Facebook page. Sometimes nice guys do finish first.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light?
Great Plains Analytical Services salutes all of the young men and women in the Elk City school system, and they urge each of them to apply the philosophy of all gas, no brakes to their academic studies, their fine arts performances, and their athletic contests, and hopes they carry this right on into their adult lives. GAS also sincerely thanks Elk City school board members for their service and the teachers, coaches, and administrators for their leadership. Let's all work together to make Elk City and America great again.
Welcome back here to Big Elk Stadium. Still at the American Hose and Supply halftime show. The Elk City Elks lead the Cache Bulldogs 23-21. It was a game of runs. Cache scored on the first possession, 55-yard touchdown pass from Camden Hance to DeAndre Frazier. It was 7-0 Cache. Then the Elks ripped off 21 in a row on their first offensive snap. It was Webb to Bowie from 71 yards out, made it 7-6. Then the Elks got the touchdown pass from Webb to Jackson. It was 14-7, then 21-7 after another touchdown. But that's when things changed. Cache snapped it over the punter's head for a safety, 23-7. But then Angel with a great free kick all the way down in the other end zone. It was a touchback. The Elks from there couldn't get any offense really going. The one crazy play on the great catch from Bowie, by Bowie from Webb. But other than that, Cache really dominated the last half of that second quarter. They scored 2 touchdowns, one off a block punt, one there on that last drive before the halftime break, and it's 23-21. That safety is the difference here on the Ace Home Center scoreboard between the Elk City Elks and the Cache Bulldogs. It's time for the GAS text line, 225-9698. Tell us where you're watching from. There's a bunch of them on my phone, so I will start there. Of course, the BD Cup boys over in Eufaula. The D team is ahead. Come on, B team. Come on, B team. Do better. Do better. The Wilson part of the Garage Gang is watching at Pack Saddle. Uncle Cliff's Cribby is where Uncle Cliff and Ed Sherrill are watching. The Garage Gang's on KJ's back porch. Trell is there also. What's up, Trell? Let's see. And then Willamette stayed. The rest of the Red Clan, what's up? What do you got over there on your side of things, Jared? Oh, wait. Sean Wilson also tuning in from Missouri. Got that one as well.
All right. Got the Joys watching from Piedmont and Edmond. Got Senora Simon watching Big Elk football from Friends. Let's go Elks. Watching from south of the fence and TJ's Taco Truck.
Yeah,
shout out to them. They brought us some tacos.
Yeah, somebody brought us some. Appreciated that.
Man, we eat good when we're at home. Go Logan, we love you. Gabe and Janice Webb from Tacoma, Washington. And I'm not going to read that on her. It says, well, ate the buy skinny anything from the concession stand. It's halftime.
He ought to.
We just said we got enough food up here.
Thankfully, we've got a ton of food up here. Shout out McDonald's.
Pizza Hut, yeah. Go Big Elks, let's go King Cole, Grandpa Johnson, from Grandpa Johnson. Ramon Sandoval watching in Weatherford on the couch. Go Big Elks. Keep those ankles taped and the water flowing to the players, Cam. That's from Mom and Dad, Edney. That's so Gabe. Go Elks and happy birthday. It's birthday, isn't it?
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Kaylin Burton.
I saw that one earlier, and I think it's her grandma's also. Or it was yesterday.
Yeah, I think Tanya's was yesterday.
Yeah.
And as promised, let's see on the Facebook. Have some comments.
Oh, yeah.
It just says Carolyn Willis is watching. Cindy Newton is watching. Karen Day Haney is watching. Justin Neely. Did I mention him? Yep. Nope. Watching. Jonathan Pebley.
Yeah, Pebs.
Watching. Denny Steele watching from Yukon. Juana Penry. Paula Parks Capiletti from Ponca City. I hope I said that right. Piper Garbarino's watching. Junior Lane, Lindsay Key Fletcher, Rachel Smith, Clara Garcia, Bernardo Armendariz, Keitha Dickerson is watching. Cynthia Schmidt is watching. And Amanda Shepard is watching.
Clarify, Piper and Campbell Garbarino from New York City.
New York City? Very cool. Thanks for everybody watching. Thanks for everyone listening, too. Appreciate that. And thanks to Gas. All Gas, No Brakes, helping us out with their text line.
All right, guys.
Scores?
Yeah, do some scores from around. You got the
These
4A?
are the latest that I got. Weatherford and Clinton are in the third quarter. Weatherford leading at 14-10. Elgin all over Woodward 28-0 at half. Sorry?
I've got 49-0.
Good.
Elgin.
That happened in a
Woodward.
hurry. Okay. Well, if you see anything better, let me know.
Yeah,
Just correct me.
Yeah, 49-0.
Last I had, Bridge Creek 28, Douglas 0, unless that's changed too.
34.
How about I just go to Class A? You just stay right there.
I just had this. I got some others from around the Class 4A.
Go for it.
Bethany leads Chickasha, a former district mate, 31-7. Wagner all over Port Gibson, 41-0. Blanchard beating Harrah 21-7. Tuttle hammering Ardmore by a score of 42-7. Poto shutting out Stillwell 21-0. Hilldale, this is a little bit of an upset, at least with the rankings. Hilldale beating number 6 Salisaw 21-6. That's a halftime score.
I got Coach Maynard coming here.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
When you get him, go ahead. Let's get him down to the chiropractic coach sideline and head coach Zach Maynard with Denny Gino.
Coach, we've seen a lot of fireworks here from both teams. They started out early, then we had a big lead. Does it seem like they changed something or anything, or what was the difference there late in that fourth quarter or second quarter?
It's embarrassing. We're embarrassing ourselves by the way we're playing right now, and quite frankly, not necessarily the way we're playing, but the stuff I bet we've got more penalty yards than we have total yards. I bet you we have more penalty yards than they have total yards. So it's embarrassing, and if we don't learn from it from halftime, then it's going to be a long night. We've got to figure some things out, and it ain't scheme, it ain't play calls. It's simply do your job.
Appreciate it, Coach. So as you can tell, the difference there, I guess, would be the penalties, and we talked about that earlier being a big factor already because of the personal fouls and the false starts and all the other things that we also had. But that's got to get cleaned up, like you said.
Well, we're sitting here thinking it's a big mystery why this game's the way it is, and it really shouldn't be, and he's kind of summed it up. The penalties, and we called them turnovers with the onside kick and the block punt, and it just everything's kind of changed. So it's stuff that can be fixed, and I don't doubt it will be or it won't be. I think they'll come out with a different attitude with what I just heard from Coach.
I think they better.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to be optimistic here.
All right, let's look at some of those Class A. I got Division 1.
Go for it.
You want to do Division 2?
Divisions.
Okay, let's see. Wynnewood leads Hobart 21-13. Hooker all over Sayre 50-14. Cashin shutting out Merritt 28-0. Fairview hammering Watauga 41-13. And then let's see. Crescent Hinton is the other game in that district. 14-6. Hinton leads Crescent.
I'll go some locals. Thomas all over Carnegie 35-0 at half. Moreland just hammering Cordell 52-0. That one at the break. Mangum 49. Apache 12 at half. And I believe that's about all of interest on that level.
Big time game between Hollis and Laverne. Hollis leads Laverne leads 20-6 in the third quarter. That's down in Class B.
One we've talked about on the show. We
Jinx,
look at it, yeah.
Bixby 14, Jinx 7. I think it was in the third quarter. We may be the latest game in the state with all the penalties we've amassed.
Sorry?
We may be the latest game in the state.
Well, we're not 2.5 hours away, so.
As a reminder from Elk City Public School.
All right, guys, let's talk about just a couple of minutes away before we get the third quarter started. The Elks will start with the football first, operating with the 2-point advantage. What's your Camrock key to the game in the second half, Jared?
Well, clean it up. Clean up the turnovers, the penalties. Don't let emotion get you. I think, it's frustrating to see someone else have success that's not wearing the same colors as you. You have to keep it within yourself. So clean up the penalties, and I think they're going to be okay.
What do you got, Denny?
Yeah, you can't get away from the penalties because, it was a killer. You know what I'm saying? Every drive. You're having to come and get 30 yards, get a first down. You know, you don't have those plays. Just, you know, hey, what's your 1st and 30 play? You just don't have that, or 3rd and 30, or you know, you just don't have those plays. But luckily, you know, we've made some plays. But if you don't clean those up, then it's gonna be the same thing. You're gonna have to come from behind, and you know, we've had 2 lucky catches by Cole Bowie that's where he's just gone and made a play. But you know what happens if we don't get those the second half? Then you're punting out of your end zone, or you know what I'm saying? You're just it's so yeah. I mean, same thing. You gotta clean it up.
For me, it has to start right here at the first. They have to be able to reestablish the line of scrimmage. I thought in the middle of the first quarter through about the middle of the second quarter, it felt like the Elks offensive line really had found some things, being able to run it a little bit, throw it a little bit. But then, gosh, the last half of the second quarter, it was all Cache on the lines of scrimmage. So the Elks have got to figure out a way to try to reestablish something on the line of scrimmage, especially on the O-line, in order to shorten this game, because it feels like the longer the game goes, the more that Cache kind of gets a foothold in this thing.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Hey, one kid that we've never talked about that early on that's injured is this Yake kid. Yeah. You know, he was kind of a difference maker on our special teams, but it looks like he's had surgery. I'll have to talk to him in a little bit, but I saw him out at practice the other day in a brace. It looked like he had surgery also. So, you know, we've all been, you know, thoughts and prayers with Reese, and you know, I didn't realize that he had a surgery, but you know, if he did, like I said, I'll find out. But same thing, like you hate it for that kid.
Yeah, Alex was. We called his name a bunch in that Canadian game on the kickoff teams, and I do see Jeremiah down there with the sling on his arm. Obviously, no pads on. I saw him walking around down here as well.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Well, we get the ball back right here, so let's
we got to establish
kick it to us, and let's go do something with it.
Yeah, first things first. Let's see if they kick it to us.
Here's something you don't see all that often. Starting quarterback for the Elks is in on the kickoff return team. So Angel to kick for Cache. We're ready to go here in the third quarter. The Elks leading the Bulldogs 23-21. Cache scored first. Elk City put 23 straight on the board. Then Cache ended the first half on a 14-0 run to pull back within 2. Angel kicking right to left, which is south to north. Puts toe to leather. High spinner. Drives Bowie back to about the 5. Cole's got it up the far sideline. He's going to be just step out of bounds at about the 15.
I want to ask these officials here in a minute whenever I get a chance, because that's a completely different ball, and he literally kicked that to the 10. And when I've watched him on film, he's usually kicking around the 10. But to kick that other one 80 yards, now given it bounced, but he still kicked it.
He kicked it about 75 yards. It landed around the 5.
Yeah, so.
First down and 10.
And Yake did say that he had ACL surgery.
Okay, darn it. So the Elks take over 1st and 10 at their own 16, clinging to a 2-point lead, 23-21 over Cache as we get the third quarter started. 2 receivers right. Webb in the shotgun. Has a snap, flips it out quickly. Cole's got it, looking for a block. Sidesteps a man, has a block at the 20. 25 bursts through a hole. Now a nice tackle coming from the inside there as Luke Montgomery stopped what could have been an extremely long play. They mark him past the line to gain at the they give him the 27-yard line. So it's a gain of 11 and another Remax All-American Realty first down.
Sometimes I think just go upfield, but, man, he makes some people miss.
1st and 10 Elks at their own 27. Webb in the shotgun. High snap. Gets it down. Garza cuts it back inside. Flag flies. The line judge on the far side called an immense amount of penalties in the first half. He's now here on the Elk City side, and he fires in the first Anadarko Dozer flag on the play here after a gain of about 1 for Garza. Holding on the Elks.
Repeat first down.
So a gain of 11 on the first play for a first down, and now 10-yard loss on the penalty. 1st and 20 for the Elks, back inside their own 20 at the 17. 2 receivers split left. Snap back to Webb. Fires it in the flat. It's Garza. Garza cuts it up the field. Tries to bounce it to the outside. Cannot break a tackle as Hartzog comes flying in. McCracken had him by the ankles. Garza gets about a yard to the 18-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 19 as the Elks, bitten by the penalty bug again, putting themselves behind the chains.
There's absolutely no brown shirts over there helping them out.
What they're basically doing right now is they're just basically getting the ball out fast out the edges, and almost like a toss sweep, but with a throw.
2nd and 19 for the Elks. Snap. Hand off to Garza. Picks his way up the middle. Has a hole. Now it closes quickly, though. Is diving in there from the safety spot was Montgomery making the tackle. Tucker crosses the 20 to about the 22, so that's a gain of 4.
When Tucker just went down right there, he was on top of guys. You know, that's one of those things as a back where you roll over and put your hand on the ground. You take off because he was on top of 2 players.
I've seen that one, or at least one time this year.
3rd and 15 for the Elks at their own 22. Snap back to Webb. Pump fakes. Looks left. Throws a long pass down the far sideline. In the middle of the field. Bowie. It's knocked away. Great play by McCracken as he knocked it away. Bowie had his man beat inside, but the ball kind of floated just a hair. McCracken caught up and knocked it away, and it's an incomplete pass. The Elks will be forced to punt.
You know how I said that early in the game they only had one guy on Cole?
Yeah.
There's not one guy anymore.
Yeah, he had the primary defender beat to the inside, which was Richard Bennett, but the safety came back and knocked it loose. So Josie will be forced to punt. He's punted once and got it blocked for a touchdown. Stands inside his own 10. Montgomery back at the 40 of Cache. Perfect snap. Josie, nice kick, drives Montgomery back to the 35. He bobbles it. The ball's still loose, and now he jumps on it at the 35-yard line. But a nice job by Josie as he's able to hit one 43 yards with no return.
It's kind of a good thing that guy dropped that because that was a line drive, and he had a lot. I mean, that's the reason why there was nobody around it, because whenever it hit the ground, we were still 30 yards away.
So 43-yard punt with no return. Cache takes over 1st and 10 at their own 35. 10:02 to play in the 3rd quarter. Elk City leads 23-21 on your Ace Home Center scoreboard. Still looking for that Barbara Dyson Ford tough hit. Culver Electric electrifying play, and of course, McDonald's player of the game. Montgomery, and I think that's Frazier, set up on the left side of the formation. Snap back, turn, handoff Rodriguez up the middle. Hit hard as he crosses the line of scrimmage. Catch Gino, smoked him after a gain of about 2 to the 37.
I think that was the first time I've seen them run a play with, and I wouldn't call that motion. They're basically just changing the formation, but no motion and spread like that and actually running the ball.
Crowd giving love to Catch after hearing his name.
2nd down and 8 for Cache at their own 37. 2-by-2 formation here. Hanson, the pistol, awaits the snap, has it, turns to pass, throws it out in the flat. He's got a man open at the 40, sneaks by Poole. Let's see where they mark him out.
Yeah, I think Poole had him down right there, just had him out of bounds.
Okay, so a gain. They give him about 4 yards. Now they give him 5.
They're trying to go fast again.
Give him 5 to the 43 to bring up a 3rd down and 2 for Cache. The Elks sneak in, win on the linebacker spot. Hanson, the pistol, sends Sweat in motion. Hand up the middle. Rodriguez has the 1st down. Hit hard again by Gino, but it needed 2. Got 3 across the 45 to the 46.
Yeah, Tucker took off jogging off, limping off, I guess, and that's when Jaden came in.
1st and 10, Cache at their own 46. The little flip to Montgomery, looking for some room on the right side. He's going to be drugged down after a gain of a couple of yards. Give him 2 to the 48. Like Bowie and Conley Poole over there making the tackle on Montgomery. Is he still down?
Yeah, they're blowing it dead.
He got up and walked off.
But he's gingerly.
You know, we talk about some of our young players. You know, Conley's going to be a good one. We talked about Riley Smith earlier. You know, just some young mistakes, but next year you're going to see his name a lot.
Oh yeah. So Cache gets 2 on the flip. 2nd down and 8 for the Bulldogs at their own 48-yard line. We're under 9 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. The Elks lead by 2. Hartzog, kind of a 2-by-2 formation. Sweat in motion. Handoff Rodriguez. So now Elks stack it up. Fabian Armendariz. Braulio Luna. Win in there as well. A bunch of Elks.
There's nothing better than whenever they run motion, they're flipping flipping guys. They're doing all this motion, and we're just taking 1 or 2 steps to adjust, and then just stick them at the line.
It looked like they threw him for a loss of a couple yards. They marked it at the line of scrimmage. Flag flew on the far side. The Anadarko Dozer flag on the field. Must have been an illegal formation.
When we were talking about that earlier, it can, when you do a lot of formations, a lot of movement and flips and stuff, when you're calling it in, it gets confusing sometimes, and it's difficult.
So 2nd down and 13 for Cache at their own 43. In motion goes Sweat. Handoff up the middle. Rodriguez picks through a hole in right tackle. He's tracked down from behind. Looked like maybe Colin and Cache both there to make the tackle. He got about 4. Got about 3 back to the original line of scrimmage. It's 3rd and 10.
They're going to pick up for 3 yards. That's just 3rd down and 10.
Well, looks like we made an adjustment. I don't know what we did on our movement, but our inside linebackers are flowing a lot better and not getting clogged up.
It's 3rd down and 10, Cache at their own 46. Hanson, the pistol, takes the snap. Play action, looking up the middle, throws it to the tight end, and it's going to be intercepted by Conley Poole. Poole within a flag flies for what? It's an interception by Poole near side at the 40. He's at the 45 to the 50. Slugged down. There's flags all over the field. What is the flag for? It's an interception by Poole, and he's going to call what?
Now he throws another flag because Cole's trying to tell him that we just got cheap-shotted.
Poole with the interception. There's no way on God's green earth they're going to try to call defensive pass interference, are they? That can't be a call.
I don't know what they're calling here, but
that can absolutely not be defensive pass interference. Poole picked it off, and then Cole threw a block. The officials gathering at midfield.
Like I said, you're going to hear his name called a bunch because that kid is pretty doggone good.
Unbelievable play by Conley Poole on the pick. Unbelievable play. The officials are going to make what call? They're pointing the Elks' way. Illegal formation against Cache. Pass interference on the Elks. You've got to be kidding me. Pass interference on the Elks is an absolute joke of a call. I mean, a joke of the call. As the fans down in front of us just screaming, that's horrible, and they could not be more right. What a play by Poole to get an interception, and it's erased.
Yeah, he got it right before the block. Absolutely on the replay.
State Farm Repay, Daniel Garbarino down here to our left. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Brutal. What a game. That could be a huge game-changing call there.
Yeah, when you intercept the ball first, or even if you tip it, you have the right to go put a block on the guy.
The official forgot to get his flag.
Man.
I mean, that's a great play by Conley Poole, and unfortunately, just a very, very bad call.
Yep.
I mean,
I guess here's the silver lining. Cache had an illegal formation, so it's still 3rd and 10.
Let's do it again.
It's going to be a pitch sweep running left to Rodriguez. Rodriguez hammered by Cachegino and slung to the ground. Put Cache at the top of the Barbara Dyson Ford tough hit of the game as he snuck through there from that middle linebacker spot. A loss of a couple of yards back to the 44. The Bulldogs in punt formation. That's another Brado defensive stop. Brad O'Hara Farmers Insurance. Their family helping yours.
We've got the inside receiver covered this time. Oh.
Punt almost blocked by Sloan. Bounces. Cole thought about picking it up, and he didn't, and the ball rolls inside the Elk City 5-4.
Well, and that would have been tough because he had a guy a yard, 2 yards from him. So, I mean, he's hit himself on the head, but it's one of those things like if he bobbles it, he's getting hit. It could cause a fumble, so that's a tough one.
So the Elks start at their own 4, 1st and 10 with 6:58 to play in the third quarter, leading 23-21.
I just don't understand how, I mean, the guy was standing right there when the ball was picked. I don't know. That's tough. That's a tough call.
Well,
he had the best view in the house.
I mean, he was in great position to see it and see it was an interception and then a block. But
I know this. It cost the Elks about 54 yards of field position, even though they got the Brad O'Hara Farmers Insurance defensive stop. 1st and 10 Elks at their own 4. It'd be a good time to run the football.
Well, here's a different formation. Here's something different.
Bunch of guys in the backfield. Handoff. It's Garza. Bursts through a hole on right tackle. He skips across the 5 out to the 9. Good play on first down. A gain of 5.
Looks like he basically got 2 fullbacks in there.
That was it. Miller and Jaden. I couldn't tell the numbers. That was Cache.
Yeah, he's going to club somebody.
So it's 2nd and 5 Elks at their own 9. Same formation, handoff up the middle, Wynn spins away from a tackler. Angel grabs him as he crosses the 10 to about the 12-yard line. Gain of 3, and it's 3rd and 3. Man, it's 3rd and, maybe 3rd and 2.
I don't know if Cole's...
It was 2nd and 5, so...
Yeah, 3rd and 2. Yep.
Cole can't breathe or something, but he came off.
3rd down and 2. Now kind of that full house backfield formation. Under center is Webb. Turns, hands it off to Garza. Garza has a huge hole at the 20. Breaks it up to the 25, to the 30. Makes a man miss at the 40, 45. Still rolling as he crosses midfield into Cache territory. Tucker Garza, the 39-yard sprint.
You might have found something with your offense right here because they are blowing a hole through that defensive line right now.
39 for Garza, and a Remax All-American Realty first down for the Elks. Nose of the football at the Cache 49. Same formation.
Cole's out here by himself.
Under center, handoff. It's going to be Wynn this time. Skips over a tackler. Now he's stood up as he reaches the 46-yard line. It's a gain of 3. It'll bring up a 2nd and 7. Yeah, this is double tight.
Yeah, it's just back to basics.
Yeah,
that was kind of one of my keys of the game.
I guess it's a one tight end.
Yeah. But here's the deal. It could be luring him to sleep a little bit.
2nd and 7 Elks at the Cache 46. Cache jumped offside. His helmet was past the football. It's right in line with me. The flag doesn't fly. They're going to change the play. Still 7 seconds on the play clock. Snap back, handoff. It's going to be Wynn. Wynn surges forward for 2. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 5 for the Elks.
I'm sure we've got something to throw out on this. Like I said, in this formation, it took their safeties and they had to roll them back down in the box. So Cole Bowie stand out here one-on-one again.
The Elks 3rd and 5 from the Cache 44. You'd imagine 4-down territory here. Snap back. They're going to throw it down the field to Bowie. Bowie's down the near sideline with Bennett on him, and he goes up. That's got to be pass interference, and the flag does fly from the sideline as Bennett just grabbed Bowie's arm and threw him to the ground. Yeah, Cole may be cramping, guys. His right calf appears to be cramping. The officials congregate at the 10-yard line to discuss the Anadarko Dozer flag on the field. It would come with a 1st down for the Elks if it is defensive pass interference, and it is, as Bennett grabbed Bowie. So mark the penalty from the Cache 44. It'll end up being at the Cache 29, and the Elks will have a new set of downs, 1st and 10, with the Remax All-American Realty 1st down via the penalty marker.
Really, that's just one he had to commit. If he hadn't, he was going to get burnt.
The penalty is 15 yards. And the result of the penalty is a 1st down for Elk City.
4:23 left to play in the third quarter. The Elks at the 1st and 10 at the Cache 29, leading 23-21. Under center is Webb. Hands it off to Tucker. He's got a room to run on the left. Just lowers his shoulder, runs through a tackler down to the 24. It's a gain of 5 yards over left tackle for Garza.
We're running different receivers on, and Josie's got a little limp to him, and Cole's out cramping. I'd like to see number 11 in there because you just saw what he can do going to get a ball and what he can do with the ball in his hands. But.
Yeah, Cole's laying down on his back here, getting stretched out. 2nd and 5 Elks at the Cache 24. Full house backfield. Snap back. Hand off to Jaden Wynn over the right side. Cache does a better job this time of stacking that up. Might have got a yard to the 23. It'll bring up a 3rd and 4. Fabian Armendariz checks into the lineup for Cotton Sean. Josie back in there as well. 3rd down and 4 for the Elks at the Cache 24. We're nearing the 3-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. The Elks up 2, 23-21. Webb turns, hands it off to Wynn. Wynn at the 20, trying to push forward for the first down.
Yeah,
there it came.
The guy's got a hold of it, just pulled it down.
So the Elk City coaches started jumping down, grabbing their noses and pulling down with the face mask. Mark, I think it's a first down without the penalty, but you can guarantee it with it.
That might be a big penalty, too, because he held on to it for the entire time.
Yeah. I was about to say, nothing inadvertent about it.
It would have been close to the Remax All-American Realty first down. They call just a regular face mask. So give him a gain of 4 on the run, and then the 5-yard penalty makes it first down and 10 Elks at the Cache 14 inside the Big Elk Auto Mall red zone. For the first time, we see Sloan split out left. Tight end left as well. Under center is Webb. Turns, hands it off to Garza. Garza kind of stumbled as he ran into a guy. That was McCracken coming up from the safety spot. And they bumped heads as Garza kind of fell down.
They both kind of fell down.
Yeah, they did. Gain of 2 on the run down to the 12.
Need to keep an eye on that 57, David Gonzalez. I don't know if he's just coming in and subbing our fullbacks and just driving. That's illegal on defense. But Jaden's coming up limping because he got hammered in the shin. So I don't know if he's diving or he just kind of fell.
2nd and 8 Elks at the Cache 12. Turn, hand off to Garza. Tried to run through a tackle. Does. Makes something out of nothing there as he was hit at the line of scrimmage. Pushed forward for a gain of 3 down to the 9. It'll bring up a 3rd and 5.
Pick up 3 yards. 3rd down and 5.
Third down in a row for the Elks. The first was a first down via the penalty. The last one was a first down plus a penalty. Now it's 3rd down and 5 for the Elks at the Cache 9. Webb takes a snap, turns, hands it off. Breaking the tackle is Wynn back at the 10. Dives forward for about a yard to the 8, and it'll bring up 4th and 4. Goes without saying, a huge play here with 1:50 to play in the 3rd quarter. The Elks 4th and 4 at the Cache 8, leading 23-21.
We've got to go get this right here.
Same formation. Webb under center. Tries to get Cache to jump offside. The Bulldogs do a good job, and now we're going to have a WTC timeout called by Coach Zach Maynard of the Elks.
I still go for it.
Cache has got their hands on their hips. They're kind of got that, exhausted look. I mean, I'm not saying we don't, but, this is one of those things where if you can go punch it in, you can take a little bit of air out of their sails and, then go get a stop.
Or it'd be a dang near backbreaker.
And I tell you what else you got. 3 is back up and in the huddle.
Yeah, he was over here stretching on a ball. Hopefully he grabbed some mustard or some pickle juice, too.
It's a Western Technology Center timeout. Thank you to Kathy Corning and Sarah Hirschman, WTC, educating people for success. Campuses in Burns Flat, Hobart, Sayre, Weatherford, and Elk City. One of those cheerleaders has an absolute cannon down there.
I don't believe you.
Look at that. It's almost like a spiral as well. I never could tell which one it was. Joe Wynn's he's had 8 of them thrown at him, still hadn't caught one. He's got 2 right underneath his seat.
Did any of these girls play softball?
There's Jason with the hands.
No, I don't know.
Joe got hit in the head as he was picking up 2 that he dropped.
I don't know if they allow cheerleaders here to play sports sometimes. Seriously, I had somebody tell me, because I was trying to get one of the junior high girls to play basketball, and they said that they wouldn't let her, and I was like, well, she'd probably be a pretty good basketball player.
All right, here we go. Coming out of the WTC timeout, the Big Elks have it 4th down and 4 at the Cache 8, leading 23-21 with 1:29 to play on the third quarter clock. Full house backfield. Webb under center, turns. He's going to hand it off to Garza. Garza at the 5, cuts it back up the middle, dives toward the end zone. It's a touchdown for the Big Elks. 8 yards on 4th and 4, and the Elks run the lead to 8, 29-21 with 1:24 left in the third quarter.
Nothing fancy about it. You think calling a timeout, 4th down, doing something kind of maybe roll out Webb or something. Nah. It's back to basics. Go to your bread and butter.
Looked like more of a counter action to me that time, Denny.
Yeah, because I was watching Jaden, because I thought Jaden was getting the ball. He went right, and I couldn't tell if Catch went right also, and they pulled the line, and fullbacks went right. Is that what you saw?
Yeah, it looked like all the backfield motion went right. They pulled somebody around to the left. Luna for a very important extra point. Good snap, good hold, kicked up. Look like it went right through the uprights, and it did. So the Elks, one of the first big man drives we've seen from this offense all season long. We're looking at the State Farm replay. Catch and Jaden went right, and they pulled some guys around to the left.
Was Fabian one that they pulled?
We can watch it again here in just a second on the State Farm replay.
I think he stayed there. Okay. I think Armendariz, he's – no, it was pulling was
Muse, and Fabian.
75.
No, it was 71 and 64.
Cobb.
So it was.
So Cobb.
Cobb and Muse.
Well, Fabian, he started offensive line all last year, and since they tried moving him over to defensive line. I mean, they moved him over. They didn't try. They moved him to defensive line this year, and he's done such a good job. They hated to try to play him two ways, but. Saw Cotton come jogging off, and he kind of was limping, so I don't know if that's a.
Yeah, he's sitting here on a knee in front of us, Cotton Sean. He looks all right. Maybe just need a little blow.
That's like one of the best names.
Yeah, when I said it last year for the first time, I thought I had it backwards on the sheet. I'm going to be real honest with you. Thought I messed up Sean Cotton's name.
Every time in class. That's a bold move, Cotton.
It was a bold drive by the Elks from their own 4-yard line. Marched at 96 yards, mostly on the ground. They lead 30-21 on your Ace Home Center scoreboard with 1:24 to play in the third. Luna, high, short, over towards Sweat. He's got it at the 25. Dances, has himself wrapped up, breaks away, and then the Elks gang tackle him there. First contact, it was Graham Easton, but he couldn't quite bring him down. Still a good job by the coverage teams of the Elks. And Cache will take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line. 1:18 to play in the third quarter. The Elks lead 30-21 in this district opener for both sides. Still looking for a McDonald's player of the game, and we're looking for that Culver electrifying play. Barbara Dyson Ford, big hit, or tough hit of the game as well.
I've got a vote right now, but I won't say it yet.
Okay.
Of player of the game.
Okay. 1st and 10, Cache at their own 27. They run 2 receivers to each side of the formation. Hanson the pistol with Rodriguez behind him. In motion comes Sweat. They're going to fake the flip. Looking over the middle. He throws a pass on the near sideline, and it's going to be nice coverage. Conley pulls step for step with Ben Vanal. Incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Great job. Great job. I saw the ball go up, and I was sitting here looking right at Conley, and he was just, step for step, had his left arm, textbook. And then at the last second, he saw the guy's eyes go up, so he threw his right arm up. It was great.
What this allows is Cache to kind of catch their breath after that long drive the Big Elks have put together. They're trying anything. They're sucking air right now. If the Big Elks get them off field 3 and out, that'd be huge.
2nd and 10, Cache, 5 wide, 4 wide. They're going to run the counter play to Sweat. Sweat stops. A nice job there. I think Gino Cache came up from the linebacker spot to make the tackle after a gain of a yard. And that brings up 3rd down and 9 for the Bulldogs at their own 34-yard line.
That Sweat, he's quick, but I'm just telling you right now, those legs he's running on, they are not very big. So if you get down in his legs, you're going to take him down, but you just got to catch him first.
Yeah, it's hard to catch him. just a freshman. You can see all the talent in the world from him.
Yeah, I bet in 4 years those things are a lot bigger.
Two by two formation for Cache, 3rd and 9 at their own 34. Hanson, the pistol, takes the snap, looks quickly out to the left, has his man Frazier. Frazier stood up by Poole. Conley holds on. Great tackle at the 41-yard line. That is 2 yards shy of a first down as the clock ticks down to 18 seconds left to play in the third. Cache runs the punting unit on. I don't believe they're going to get this play called or play ran before we get to the Four Seasons Heat and Air fourth quarter as Cache kind of stops now. The punter runs back over toward the sidelines. And some guys knew it was about to be the end of the third, some didn't. We'll head to the Four Seasons Heat and Air fourth quarter. The Elk City Elks lead 30-21 over the Cache Bulldogs. It's Jamaica, Western Oklahoma's presentation of Big Elk football.
Hi, my name is Brad O'Hara. My wife Tony and our family live in Western Oklahoma, just as the 4 generations of family have before us. We definitely understand the ups and downs of our economy and the way it affects us all. At Brad O'Hara Insurance, we are here to get you the biggest bang for your buck. We have multiple coverage options available and very competitive rates for youthful drivers. Problems with your driving history, having trouble getting coverage? I'm betting we can help. Give us a call at 225-4040 and let us help. We're on your side.
It's an evening like any other evening. Kids are being kids. Work is being work. But none of this bothers you because the air feels so good at home.
Four Seasons Heating and Air, now headquartered in Elk City. They're your carrier dealer, servicing all brands. Call Wyatt or Tom at 580-225-6518 or stop by 317 North Van Buren in Elk City.
Welcome back here to the Four Seasons Heat and Air fourth quarter. Cache has it 4th down and 2 at their own 41-yard line. They have the punt team in formation. The Elks not buying it as the defense still out there.
Yeah, here goes Cole. Now
Bowie retreats to his own 30.
They want him to go back.
And we got a WTC timeout called by Cache, trying to get the Elks to jump offside for the free first down. Didn't get it done. By the way, a delayed gas text line shout out to my man Reg at the BD Cup. It's one thing to call out the whole crowd, but Reg wanted his own airtime, so we'll have to give it to him. Hello, Reggie. I hope you're enjoying the evening.
That's one of the things that's frustrating. It's just frustrating. You come off of a change in quarter, and you line up a punt, and you have to call a timeout. That's just the way. You're either in the as the quarter expires, you're talking about, hey, here's what we're going to do. We're going to hard count it, and then we're going to give you a sign, and here's what we're going to do. But good for them. They wasted the time.
I'm surprised they didn't try the hard count at the end of the third.
I'll be honest with you, I thought they called the timeout because they were going to come back out and go for it. Yeah.
They saw an alignment.
But instead, they're going to still back in punt formation.
And we're not falling for it.
No, we're standing there waiting on a play. It's a fake up the middle, and it's close. Luke Montgomery chopped down right at the line to gain, and it's going to be a first down for Cache. They snapped it to the up back. They needed 2. They got about 2 in the nose of the football, so the drive continues. That was the first play of this Four Seasons Heat and Air fourth quarter. 30-21, the Elk City Elks lead the Cache Bulldogs. Immensely important 4A District 1 game here between these two tonight. 1st and 10 Cache at their own 44. They'll split 2 receivers out to the left, 1 to the right, tight end on the right as well. Now they flip the line or kind of motion the line. Hanson the pistol, and we've got before the snap. What? Another Anadarko Dozer flag on the field. False start. Looks like against the Cache Bulldogs.
Looks like it is.
Hey, Weatherford final, Jeremy Gray just texted me 21-10. Wish I would put money on that.
Oh, my gosh. Are you kidding?
You nailed it. They
actually called offside against Cache, so they must have lined up in the neutral zone.
I think when they shifted, that's what.
That's what they did.
Yeah. I was going to say a while ago when Cache threw that little out and Conley. I can't say enough about this kid right now, but he read it exactly right. Played the outside, did not let him cut inside, and just held on for help.
Two receivers left, one to the right. 1st and 15, Cache back at their own 39. Sweat in motion. They're just going to flip it to him across the back of the formation. Cuts it back up inside. Now he bursts out the far sideline. He's going to be grabbed right about the first down marker. Sweat's got 15, and it's a first down for Cache at the Big Elk 45.
Easton Sloan was right there. I mean, he was right there and just missed him.
So first down and 10 for Cache at the Big Elk 45. We played 50 seconds here in the fourth quarter. The Elks up 9. Sweat in motion again. Hand up the middle to Rodriguez. Rodriguez bursts through a hole. Flag flies behind the play. Rodriguez would have had another first down, but instead the flag lays at the 43-yard line in the vicinity of where you think it would be a hold against the Cache Bulldogs. And it is.
It looked like Baraglio got through there just almost clean, and I think somebody grabbed a hold of him as he was running past him. I couldn't quite tell, but he was in the backfield, and all of a sudden he just didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, they threw it down the field a hair, about 2 yards down. It was right at the feet of Colin. I wonder if he's the one that got grabbed.
Yeah, maybe so.
I didn't get it.
So it's now first down and 17 for Cache. Back at their own 48. Two receivers left, one to the right. Snap. Quick pass out in the flat. The Elks read it perfectly. Who was that laid it? It was James Harrell. Just a heat-seeking missile. Incomplete 2nd and 10. Put that up toward the top of the Barbara Dyson Ford tough hit-o-meter watching the State Farm replay.
That is exactly how you should play that.
That's a stick.
He
heard footsteps.
Yeah, and you got to understand the other guy's got to be running over top in case they do the pump and go. And that's probably what's coming soon.
Hartzog is the one that he's been laying the lumber for Cache on the defensive side. He took one right in the chin that time. 2nd and 17, Bulldogs back at their own 48. 2-by-2 formation. Hanson the pistol, awaits the snap, turns, flips it quickly out to the right side. Hartzog's got it, cuts back inside, breaks one tackle. There's Pooligan, ball's loose. Nope, it's a helmet.
He just threw a punch. Hartzog just threw a punch with his forearm. Was that on Conley Poole?
We don't see it.
As he's getting up, it looked like a punch, but it was a forearm. But, I mean, with all of his body weight right towards him.
3rd and 11, Cache at the Big Elk 46.
Checking out the State Farm replay.
2-by-2 formation. Hanson the pistol, awaits the snap, turns, looks quickly to the left, now back to the right, over the middle, the pass is caught, and it's knocked loose, it's a bubble, and the Big Elks have it. No, Hartzog got it back, and it's going to be a first down. The Elks had it, and Hartzog ripped it away, and it's a gain of 11 and a first down for Cache. I think you could really, if you got a State Farm replay, not sure he ever actually caught that football.
He did. He made a football move. He caught it and turned around going upfield. It was punched out.
Well, let's argue what goes better for us.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you, if it's, you can throw the red flag, I think you throw it
one
there.
Day it's coming.
But a first down for Cache at the Big Elk 35. 1st and 10 there. Hance takes the snap, hand off to Rodriguez up the middle, hit hard by Colin Church after a gain of about a yard to the 34. Goodness. DeJohn Jackson a little slow to get up there for the Elks.
DeJohn Jackson's done a great job coming in. He's coming in for Kai Bra, who's in concussion protocol. DeJohn's done a great job tonight. I know that we haven't called his name a whole lot, but he's keeping the linemen off the linebackers and letting them flow. So.
2nd and 9, Cache at the Big Elk 34. Hanson the shotgun, awaits the snap, takes it, pump fakes, throws the pass down the field. We read it perfectly. Bowie's in great position. He's got a pick at the 10, to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, far side 30, 35, steps out of bounds. Cole Bowie with the interception. There's no flag on the play for pass interference this time, and the Elks have it 1st and 10 at their own 39.
I'm not saying anything, but that might be my guy that I've been thinking about.
You absolutely called it, Denny. You said that they were going to fake it and throw it deep, and Bowie was just standing there waiting on it. Looking at the State Farm replay, it almost looked like he caught that with one hand.
He kind of brought it in, finished with one hand. He had two hands up, and once he knew he secured it, he used the other hand to push off the Cache Bulldog.
Yeah, Montgomery tried to sneak in there with the catch, but couldn't. Willa May's in the house. They mark him out at the 37, so it's 1st and 10 Elks at their own 37. 9:16 left on the fourth quarter clock, the Four Seasons Heat and Air fourth quarter clock. 30-21, the Elks by 9. Back into that full house backfield formation. Webb under center. Turns, just hands it off to Garza. Garza shimmies, tries to run over a man, continues crossing the 40. Now he's stacked up by a couple more. And a flag.
Has to be face mask. Has to be face mask.
As he was running through Ben Angel. Actually, that was Hartzog and Angel that he was trying to run through.
That did Angel. He Tucker literally put his helmet right in his chest, and that's all he could do was just grab face mask because he was getting ran over.
It was a gain of 6 for Garza. Tack on 5 on the Anadarko Dozer flag on the field, and it's another Remax All-American Realty first down.
How was that 5? You literally have it from the time that he hits you all the way to the ground.
The Elks now can use some play clock as they get back in the huddle. Smart. Problem is that Easton, he's already set down here, so he can't move.
Receivers can move.
Yeah, I guess he could go in motion. Webb watches the play clock dwindle down inside of 5. 1st and 10 Elks. Hand off to Garza. Garza stood up this time by Bennett and also Montgomery. Nice tackle there by the Bulldogs on the left side of the line. No gain, 2nd and 10.
I actually coached under a guy that would have his receivers, just like Easton was, put his hand down. So if he would have put his hand down out here 20 yards from the ball,
then he couldn't
get back up. Stupidest, one of the stupidest things I've ever seen as a coach. But whatever, float your boat, I guess.
This play will be snapped right around the 8-minute mark of the fourth quarter with the Elks up 9. They've got 2nd and 10 at their own 48. Webb under center, turns, hands it off to Garza. Garza up the middle, crosses midfield to the 49 of Cache for 3, and it'll be 3rd down and 7 for the Elks.
We got to continue to stay on blocks. It looks like the hole is opening up, but then it's like they're just coming around the blocks. So stay on blocks would turn them into about 8-yard gains.
3rd call at 8 now as they mark it actually at the 50 where they put the ball down. Webb stares at the play clock as it ticks under 10. He'll turn, hand it off to Garza. Garza up the middle, breaks through a hole at the 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. It's a touchdown for the Big Elks. Tucker Garza from 52 yards out. And the Elk City Elks pouring it on here in the second half, leading 36-21 with the extra point pending.
I got the call on that one from Cole Bowie. We were watching film in my classroom Thursday night talking about if they man up, all you have to do is take off running downfield. And this defensive back was running with him. He just kept running out of bounds. The guy just stayed with him, who could have made the play way back there. And so Cole turned to me and started pointing to me.
The Elks, they're up 15. They've got to kick the extra point. Right? What are they doing?
It looks like we're going for 2.
Why? This doesn't make any sense to me. I'm going to be real honest with you. Play clock down at 7. The Elks are going to have to call a timeout. They weren't sure what they wanted to do as far as going for 1 or going for 2. I don't understand why they would go for 2. Can somebody help me here? The extra point makes it a full 2-possession game at 16. You cannot be beat with 2 touchdowns and 2 extra point conversions.
You only get 15 points in district, right?
That's right. Yeah, you only have 15. So very interesting. Shout out to Caleb McConnell, our Circle A Western Wear sideline cam. Got some more gas text line in there. I'm starting to get individual ones.
Yeah, we got, I hope I'm saying this right, Kel Ross? Maybe forgot the space.
Oh, Cale. Yeah,
Cale
that's our man, Cale Ross. Absolutely.
Cale Ross, watching from Elk City. Go Elks. There you go.
So I guess the 2 is to get a 3-possession lead?
That's the only thing I can think of.
Well, with the kicker they have, maybe that's what they're thinking.
Yeah, maybe so. The Elks will go for two. The Endurance Federal Credit Union 2-point conversion is pitched to Jaden Wynn. Jaden tries to cut it inside and back outside, and Ben Angels slung him to the ground, and the attempt is no good.
Not sure if it was drawn up or the fullback goes the opposite way, but catch went right and the tailback went left. Usually in toss, you want to go with it, but
Right.
I have seen it coached where if they're reading fullback, then it takes your inside backers out of the way.
Try to take it away from the play.
Yes.
That makes sense. Makes sense both ways, you know. The Elks have dominated this second half. Led 23-21 at halftime. They are the only points on the board here in the second half. They lead 36-21. And, you know, Denny, you said something, both of you guys, back when they lined up in that formation on the own 4-yard line after the punt. This could be like an identity finder for the offense for Elk City, and I think that's exactly what it's become.
Yeah, you got to figure out a way to run the ball. And, you know, we were running the ball decent early, but something changed, and we weren't able to run the ball. And now with getting basically you got two blocking backs. You've changed it a little bit where you're getting to the linebackers and getting them through a little bit more.
We can definitely run it a lot better this half. Only 35 total rushing yards in the first.
Sweat's got the kickoff at the 22, tries to go the other way. Now he cuts it back inside. The Elks do a nice job wrapping him up as he crosses the 30 to about the 32-yard line. Catch Garrett's there. Some other guys getting up off the pile.
Miller.
Yeah, Nate Miller.
I keep wanting to say Ethan Miller, his brother. And so I keep calling him Miller because I keep thinking Ethan, and it's not right. If anybody's played for me, they know if you have a brother, you're going to get called your brother's name.
So Cache will need to go in a hurry. Trailing 36-21 with 7:17 to play here. Excuse me, in the Four Seasons Heat and Air fourth quarter. They do still have 2 timeouts. We've seen them hit a couple of big plays as well throughout the evening. 2-by-2 formation. Sweat, more of that sniffer back this time. Snap quickly in the flat. The pass is overthrown. Incomplete. Intended out on the right side of the formation for Webster.
That brings up a good point. You're talking about Sweat and that sniffer because he kind of hit and turned around like he's trying to get a ball in the middle for they don't throw the ball a lot in the middle, so maybe that's, and they threw it once earlier, and that was the first time I think I've ever seen him throw it over the middle, but they might be trying to sneak him up the middle.
He'll set up on the left side this time. 2nd and 10, Cache. Snap back. Toss sweep running left is going to be Rodriguez. The Elks do a nice job stringing it out, but he cuts it up inside, breaking the tackle at about the 40. So it looked like they had him back about the 35-yard line, but he snuck through a hole, and that brings up a 3rd down and about 2 after an 8-yard gain for Rodriguez.
Yeah, he definitely snuck through a hole because you do not, I mean, the Sweat kid is not a blocker.
3rd and 2, Cache at their own 40. Hands in the pistol, Sweat in motion, and the Elks fall for it again. Second time we've seen the Elks jump offside on a 3rd and short and give Cache a 1st down. So it'll be 1st and 10, Bulldogs at their own 45-yard line. 6:44 left to play in the 4th quarter. The Elks up 15, 36-21. You know, this was the exact score 2 years ago when we were down on top of the press pocket Cache in the rain. Sweat in motion. Handoff. No, it's going to be the pitch out to Sweat on the option, and they're going to have a block in the back. His Poole was blocked in the back.
Oh, and we're probably going to get a flag here.
No, didn't have it.
Well, we were a good step out of bounds, and it looked like it carried. For mine, he went past all the players, so I was thinking, no, this isn't going to be good.
How about we just talk about the things that could help, the good things that could happen.
My bad.
Conley Poole got just shoved in the back on the corner. They mark it off 10 yards from the Elk City 49, back to the Cache 41. So that'll bring up a 1st down and 16.
You know, I just can't. I mean, for somebody that hasn't played much this season, he's doing things that you're expecting juniors and seniors. He went down to make the play and knew that if this guy gets outside of me, I'm beat. But that guy coming to block him, he turned his back, so he knew that he'd have to hit him in the back.
Yeah, 1st and 16, Cache at their own 41. It's going to be a pass looking down the near sideline. Incomplete, overthrew Montgomery. Montgomery might have had a step on Conley that time, but Incomplete, 2nd and 16.
It almost looked like the same play that they pitched it on, but he kept it through it.
Yeah, and that's what they did right there. They tried to eye candy the young kid.
Cache will send 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. 6:28 left in the fourth quarter. The Elks up 36-21. Snap. Quick toss to Sweat behind the line of scrimmage. Makes one man miss. Now tries to dance to the outside, and he's tripped up by Colin. Nope, that's Cache. Cache Gino for a 2-yard loss back to the 39.
Now I'm going to play this replay and see what hand he used to trip him up. Might get him in trouble. It was a great pursuit, not giving up on the play.
He just submarined him.
He just kind of came in and tripped him up.
3rd down and call it, 17 or 18 here for Cache at their own 39. In motion goes Sweat. They're going to pitch it to him. Looking for some room to run on the outside. Cuts it back inside. Nice tackle out there on the corner. I couldn't tell who that was. Easton Sloan?
Yeah, Easton Sloan. And that's what he should be doing over there. They run that jet. He should be over there. You know, I mean, if they get 2 yards, okay. But you can't just completely miss. And that time he did a great job. He wrapped him up and then what they call a gator roll. Grab the legs and just roll with his legs.
So they gave him a gain of 6 to the 45. It brings up a 4th down and 11 for Cache at their own 45. 5:20 left. The Elks up 15. 2-by-2 formation here with Hance. Late waiting on the snap. Pump fakes. Has some time. Rolls right. Now he throws down the near sideline. Conley pulls in and out of his hands.
That's the hit stick right there, baby.
Oh, my goodness.
In and out of Poole's hands. And then Bennett and also Coleman ran into each other.
The other team hitting their own team.
They just smoked each other. As Poole, he'll never have an easier interception in his career. He dropped it, and then Coleman and Bennett ran into each other for Cache. Looking at it on the State Farm replay, I mean, they just smoked each other. Neither one of them knew the other one was coming.
No, they didn't.
No.
The Elks get another Brad O'Hara Farmers Insurance defensive stop, and now with 5:08 left on the fourth quarter clock, the Four Seasons Heat and Air fourth quarter clock, 36-21 on your Ace Home Center scoreboard. The Elks up 15, and a chance just to milk this thing away running the football.
Bulldogs with 2 timeouts left. See if we can.
Here's the Circle A sideline cam. Caleb McConnell doing a great job down there running that Circle A sideline cam. But check out the new Circle A, man. They rebuilt it. It is awesome.
It is pretty, isn't it?
1st down and 10 for the Elks at the Cache 45. Turn, hand to Garza. Garza dances to the outside, tries to stiff off a man, now just runs through McCracken. And it's going to be a gain of about 4 to the 41 for Tucker Garza.
Shout out to Kenny up top, running our camera too.
Kenny Cluth will have those Gas postgame show, Gas postgame stats, courtesy of our man Cade Sanford as well, here in the Gas postgame show. Virginia Tech is leading Miami by 10 headed to the fourth quarter.
That is an upset.
Webb waits on the play clock to dip below 5. He'll turn and hand it off to Garza. Garza dances through a hole at the 40. Nice pursuit by Cache as it looked like he was about to take that one to the house. Tucker a little slow to get up.
So there you go, Denny. He looked like he kind of rode him again.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. It's like start learning a little bit right there where, or feel, I guess not learn, but feel where you're on top of them and then just kind of twist your body and put your hand down and keep going.
We've seen it at higher levels. I've never seen it done in high school, though.
Third down.
I kind of wondered if it's allowed even.
3rd and 2 for the Elks at the Cache 37. Full house backfield again. Webb under center. He'll turn, hand it out to Wynn. Jaden tripped up in the backfield, breaks the tackle, and he's got a Remax first down before he was shoved backwards. Great job of balance by Jaden Wynn, not going down on first contact and scooching across the 35 for enough. A 3-yard gain and a first down.
You know, Tucker's got that great body control, too, that you would think that he would start doing that.
Yep. Good job, Jaden, absorbing that hit, rolling off of it, getting what he needed for the first down. Good blocking up front, too. Lead blockers, Catch, and who was the other one?
Tucker.
Probably Tucker, yeah.
You know, both of those Wynn and Tucker both do a great job of when they're down low that they just keep their legs moving usually. So I could see both of them popping out on one of those.
We got to use a timeout.
The Elks are going to call a WTC timeout as Miller got into the formation. Wynn didn't know he was supposed to come out. That's the final Western Technology Center timeout for the Elk City Elks. 3:15 left on the Four Seasons Heat and Air fourth quarter clock. The Elks up 36-21 on that Ace Home Center scoreboard. Still looking for the McDonald's player of the game, the Culver electrifying play, and the Barbara Dyson Ford tough hit. Boy, there's a bunch of candidates for that Barbara Dyson Ford tough hit.
Yes, there is. There's been some hard hits tonight, even on your own teammates, as we just saw.
Yeah. Looks like Fabian's going to check in on the offensive line here with Cobb checking out. We'll be down in Elgin next week. Probably what everybody would consider to be the district favorite Elgin Owls on the road. 7 o'clock kick next Friday night. Elgin was just hammering Woodward earlier. Still got some homies hanging out back on the back porch. Clint, Tyler, Reggie, Bryce, and Collie. The real troopers still hanging out. 1st and 10 Elks at the Cache 34. Hand off to Garza. Garza's got a huge hole in the left. Cuts it inside at the 30, down to the 25. Still going down toward the 20-yard line.
There was a reason why there's a huge hole, because Colin Church basically caved the whole side down.
Yes, he did.
It's a gain of 13 yards down to the 21-yard line. The Elks are on the doorstep at the Big Elk Auto Mall, a red zone, as the clock winds below 3 minutes left. Elk City leads Cache 36-21, and they've got a 1st and 10 at the Bulldog 21. Huh. I don't often you say the same number twice in a row like that. Church lines up tight end right. Webb waits the play clock to go. Bad snap. The Elks don't fall on it, and Cache gets it. You've got to be kidding me. Fumble recovered by Johnny Peterson. It just looked like a low snap. It never got to Logan's hands from my angle.
Oh, we're right underneath him.
Yeah.
Got to fall on it. Can't scoop it.
When you're watching the replay, did Logan, when Logan dove for it, did he land on Jaden? And
No, Jaden tried to pick it up.
Oh.
Tried to scoop.
Yeah.
I thought somebody landed on Jaden's legs whenever he was like going to grab it.
He may have just, after he already didn't have it.
Yeah.
So Cache with the last-ditch effort here now. 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line, trailing 36-21 with 2:46 left. They do still have 2 timeouts. 2-by-2 formation. Hanson the pistol, awaits the snap. Has it, turns, looks quickly out to the right. Pass is caught by Vanal. Easily wrapped up quickly there by Conley Poole and finished off by Garza at the 35-yard line. A gain of 7 on 1st down for Cache. They'll go quickly. Well, not really. I thought they were going to, but
keep the clock running.
3 receivers split out to the left, 1 to the right. 2nd and 3 Cache at their own 35. Hanson the shotgun, awaits the snap, has it, flips it out left. It's in the hands of Hartzog. Hartzog hammered at the 35-yard line. Gino and right there to make the tackle. Gain of about a half a yard. Well, they give him 1 to the 36. It's 3rd and 2.
2 minutes. 2 minutes left to go.
Cache not in a total hurry.
Not really.
2-by-2 formation, 3rd and 2 for Cache. Hance has the snap, flips it in the left, and it's in and out of the hands of the receiver out there on the left side of the formation. That was Josh Webster trying to run with it before he had it. Now all of a sudden it's 4th down and about 3 from the 35.
Yeah, now they're standing and waiting for the calls to come in. So, I mean, you know, what do they have, 2 timeouts?
2 timeouts, 1:49 to play, and they're down 15. 4th down and 3 at their own 35-yard line. The Elks trying to get set up. They do defensively. Snap back. Hance looks over the middle. He's got a man open in the middle of the field. Hartzog couldn't make the one-handed grab. Incomplete. And the Cache Bulldogs turn it over on downs on another Brad O'Hara Farmers Insurance defensive stop.
It's the little things, but when you can come out, force a 3 and out.
Yeah.
3 and out, right? Out after the turnover.
Well, this is, I know it's not over yet, but, we talk about early in the game, we talked about we had to get up on them, we had to do this. Well, they had the momentum early. We fought, got back, and about had them down, and we, they block a punt, go score, then they have a little momentum, go score.
First and 10 Elks at the Cache 35 with 1:43 left, up 15. Snap back, handoff to Wynn. Jaden bounces it to the outside, cuts it back inside of the 30. Still looking for some room at the 20, pushes the pile forward. Still going at about the 29. Is about 7 or 8 Bulldogs had a shot at Jaden Wynn. They finally wrestle him down, a gain of exactly 5 yards at the 30. Maybe a couple of snaps left, as it doesn't look like head coach Tanner Thompson has much of an appetite to call timeouts here on defense for the Bulldogs.
And so what I was saying was, in that situation where if you could keep the pressure on them, they would, 3 and out, you get a 3 and out, you get a turn, you know what I'm saying? You kind of take the wind out of their sails. That's kind of what we've done here in the fourth quarter.
2nd and 5 from the 30-yard line. Garza bounces outside, has a first down at the 25 to the 20, tries to stay in bounds. Oh, I thought he did.
Well, they'd stop it for the move to chains.
Well, he stopped the clock. I don't know if it's just a move or if he called him out of bounds.
It should just be a move, but in that situation right there where Tucker knows that he can't beat that, you'd like to see him maybe slide to stay in bounds and not have to take that extra hit.
Yeah, he tried to lower the shoulder. Now they're going to wind the clock.
They're running it.
So one more snap, and the Elks will be 1-0 in district, 2-2 overall. As Webb under center takes the ball, hands it off to Garza. Garza cuts it back up inside, down toward the goal line.
Did he get the first down?
He got about 9. 9-yard gain for Garza. And the players are wanting to score a touchdown, and Coach Maynard said victory formation, and I don't even know why you'd snap it.
No need.
Well, we've seen what happens if you just get a bad snap,
Yeah. Now everybody's motioning for the Big Elks offense to head toward the 50-yard line. A dominant second half here tonight for the Elk City Elks as they extend a 23-21 lead at halftime out to a 36-21 victory over the Cache Bulldogs. The Elks 2-2 overall, 1-0 in district. They'll head to Elgin next week for a huge Titanic showdown with the Owls. We'll take a break. We'll come back, start the Gas postgame show, talk to Coach Maynard, hand out the players of the game, and more. The Elks win 36-21. This is the Bank of Western Oklahoma's presentation of Big Elk football.
A United States financial management consulting group has just named the Bank of Western Oklahoma as one of its top 10 banking institutions in Oklahoma. This designation was awarded because of their superior customer service, organizational skills, and their compliance with state and federal banking regulations. Just another reason you should trust and do business with the Bank of Western Oklahoma, with locations in Woodward, Vici, Gary, Cordell, Weatherford, and Elk City. The Bank of Western Oklahoma, where people really do come first. Member FDIC.
Great people give customers a great experience. Our master technicians have the best training there is in auto repair. We have more master techs than any dealership in the area. The transport team is happy to come get your vehicle, have it serviced, and bring it back to you for a no-hassle oil change. The finance department and sales team make it easy for you to buy the vehicle you want, and the office staff does the admin work necessary to take care of our customers. These great people are the Barbara Dyson difference.
At Culver Electric, we provide top-tier electrical services, ensuring your home and business are powered with excellence. From routine maintenance to full-service installations, our expert team ensures your electrical systems operate seamlessly. We are your trusted Generac and Kohler dealer, offering installations that guarantee reliability when you need it most. Contact us today to experience the Culver Electric difference.
You love McDonald's world-famous fries, and now every fry you buy sends love to families in our community with ill or injured children. Penny for a Pound means your local McDonald's is donating 1 penny for every pound of fries sold, all to benefit local RMHC chapters. 116 million pounds of McDonald's world-famous fries have been sold, raising over $1.16 million for Ronald McDonald House Charities, Oklahoma City. Share your love of fries today because every penny counts.
McDonald's in Weatherford, Clinton, and in Elk City, proudly owned and operated by the Phillips family.
At GAS, we're committed to fostering the achievements of the next generation. Through the Elk City Public Schools extracurricular activities, we're nurturing talent and inspiring excellence. Our My Future benchmark testing program empowers students to reach new heights, unlocking their full potential and preparing them for a bright future. Join us in supporting our youth because their future is our mission. GAS, powering the dreams of tomorrow, today.
Welcome back here to Big Elk Stadium. The Elk City Elks victorious over the Cache Bulldogs in the first district game of the season, 36-21. The Elks led 23-21 at halftime, outscored the Bulldogs there in the second half, 13-0. Defense stepped up and got those Brado defensive stops. The offense found something. A 96-yard drive in which they ran it down the field, scored a touchdown, controlled the line of scrimmage. And our chiropractic coach, sideline reporter Denny Gino, has head coach Zach Maynard ready to go.
Coach, you talked at half about cleaning things up. In that fourth quarter, you guys got it cleaned up and kind of showed a little bit of dominance there. Just talk about it a little bit.
I mean, the first half is I mean, I understand. I understand football is an emotional and a physical game, but, you know, to me, a lot of that was very uncharacteristic for a lot of our kids, and I don't really know why. It was kind of like we got out in front, and then we decided to be bullies for some reason, and act like we hadn't been there before. And really, we've been there every year that I've been here in games like that. Where, hey, in those games, those when you take over and you win them, and it's over at halftime. And you know, it's just something we've got to learn. And you know, kudos to Catch Gino. And I'm not saying that because you're right here. I'm saying that because he hasn't really done much of anything, and he played almost every snap in the second half. And you know, kudos to that senior group for knowing what to do there whenever, you know, you lose. You know, our offense, nobody can say what we want to. I'm not making excuses, but our offense was going to be based around about 3 different guys, and we lose one of them right there at the, you know, the end of the second quarter, whenever that was, and having the withdrawal to jump back into something that we just know that we can win this game with is kudos, hats off to our guys being resilient and just getting the job done when it really mattered.
The loss of Jeremiah Jackson there, like what you're talking about, you know, that's a big hit. But Conley Poole stepped into the defensive spot and didn't miss a beat and actually made some great plays. What do you have to say about him?
Man, that kid, you know, it was, nobody knows this, but he missed all the fall camp. He missed the first scrimmage and the first game because he broke his collarbone in a 7-on-7 this summer. So, but man, that goes to tell you a lot of these kids, we're all working our tails off, and we're all trying to find ways to win games, and it's terrible when, you know, you lose one like Jeremiah, and praying that, you know, maybe it's not as serious as maybe I thought it was when it first happened. But Conley Poole did an outstanding job jumping in there, knowing exactly what to do, being a smart kid, and can't be more than proud of that kid. And he's going to have some growing up to do next week.
Well, it just shows that kid, while he was injured, he was staying on the sideline, listening to the coaches, listening to you guys talk, and wasn't over there, you know, throwing a football around, but he was paying attention to his coaches, and you could tell that he was well coached.
He's very well engaged, and Coach Thornton's done a great job with him at corner. And, you know, offensively, we'll have to get on the board and see what we can do to put the pieces back together to you know, because Jeremiah's playing really Reese's spot right now, and so we're just going to piece it together. But I'll tell you one thing: this group right here is going to fight. We're going to grind tooth and nail, and we're going to find ways as the season goes on just to win games, as long as we will play within ourselves, play as a team, and play the game the right way.
Coach, I appreciate it. Congratulations and good luck.
Thank you.
Head coach Zach Maynard down there on the chiropractic coach sideline with Denny Gino. Denny, you're down there. I mean, I think that, you know, it's easy to have the next man up mentality. It's football and you get guys hurt and da-da-da. But for a young guy like Conley Poole to step into that spot after Jeremiah went down and perform as well as he did, that is an amazing testament to a young dude, just a sophomore, seeing his first real live bullets flying in a high school game.
Yeah, you know, like I said, you can tell he's paid attention to his coaching staff. But I'll tell you, I know on the back end of that kid is working on his own outside. he's lifting extra. He's watching, he's doing everything he can because he's just ate up with it right now. And that's why I knew whenever we saw him on 7-on-7, and I saw him last year as a freshman, and I couldn't figure out who he was. You don't know all the kids when they come out, and you're like, who's this kid? And when they said who it was, I knew immediately. And I've coached the kid in other sports, and he's just a hard-working kid, a hard-nosed kid, and he's really excelling. And he's going to excel the more snaps he gets and more live action he gets.
All right, let's do the Gas post-game stats there, Jared Atha.
Okay, big thank you again to Gas, the Williamson family, all gas, no brakes. Big Elks started hot, sluggish a little bit in the first half, and then picked it up there in the second half. And it's all evident here by the stats. It's much improved since those first half. 20 first downs total for the Big Elks. Ran it 48 times for 222 yards. By comparison, in the first half, they were held under to 40 yards on the ground, so that dramatically changed. 11 of 14 through the air for Logan Webb, 263 yards and 2 touchdown passes, 485 total yards for the Big Elks, just south of 500 total yards, but they did turn the ball over 3 times, so it almost makes you say, what if they held on to the football, kept that margin clean, how much more they could have accumulated. For Cache, 16 first downs. They ran it 27 times. It felt like they ran a lot, but those swing passes, those are long handoffs, and that little flip, what do you call that, shovel pass. But it felt like a more running-oriented game, but there's actually more passing than you think. So they only officially ran it 27 times for 90 yards. Threw it 18th connected on 18 of 28 passes for 167 yards, 257 total yards. They did turn it over 2 times, should have been 3. And Big Elks will win it 36-21. They'll even up their record at 2-2. Cache still looking for their first win, 0-4. But more importantly, Elk City 1-0 in 4A1.
Now you want to do the individuals there?
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, let's do that. Offensively for the Big Elks rushing, Tucker Garza ran it 21 times, 176 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns. Jaden Wynn, 20 carries for 48 yards. Cole Bowie, a carry for 6 yards. Harold, a carry for -4. Logan Webb took some sacks there, and officially -10 rushing. Throwing it, though, Logan was great. I think this was his best outing this season, if memory serves me right. 11 of 14 through the air, 263 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Catching for him, Cole Bowie, 6 catches, 204 yards for a touchdown. Jaden Jackson looked like he was getting in rhythm, too, before he got hurt. 2 catches, 38 yards, and a touchdown. Tucker Garza, 2 catches for 13 yards, and Slate Josie, 1 catch for 8 yards. Defensively, Cole Bowie led the team. Cache Gino led the team in tackles. He had 7 tackles. Cole Bowie, 5 tackles. He had a pick tonight. 4 tackles for Church and Harrell apiece. 3 apiece for Poole and Garza. 2 for Sloan, and a tackle for Jaden Jackson. I think I got everybody there. There you go. Big thanks again to Gas and the Williamson family. All gas, no brakes, helping us out with our stats.
All right, we'll take a timeout. We'll come back, name the players of the game, wrap up the Gas post-game show, tell you where we'll be next week and more. The Elk City Elks defeat the Cache Bulldogs 36-21. This is the Bank of Western Oklahoma's presentation to Big Elk football.
Our Western roots run deep at the Bank of Western Oklahoma. We believe a handshake truly is a binding contract, and that by working together, we can all prosper. We are proud to have 3 generations working with you at the Bank of Western Oklahoma, because here, people come first. Learn more about the benefits of banking locally at bankofwesternoklahoma.com. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Robin and the Nicholson family at Nicholson Monument continue to serve Western Oklahoma families with compassionate expertise and creativity. Let them design your loved one's lasting memorial at Nicholson Family Monument in Clinton. Contact Nicholson Family Monument today, a name you've trusted for years.
From dozer work to hauling dirt and gravel, Anadarko Dozer and Trucking gets the job done. We don't take shortcuts, and we don't back down from a challenge. With a team that digs in deep and delivers results, we handle the toughest projects with grit and determination. When you need it done right, Call Anadarko Dozer and Trucking. We move mountains to make it happen.
Big Elk Auto Mall has you covered with many professional automotive services like gas and diesel mechanics. Also expert exhaust installation. But one of their premier services is F&S collision repair. Just look at what Freddie did with this Lamborghini. From fender benders to major collision repair, they have the certified auto body technicians to do the job right. Plus, the Elk City Athletic Department gets a portion of profits every year. Big Elk Auto Mall is locally owned and located just north of the Elk City Convention Center on Old Route 66. Go Big Elks! Nicholson Monument invites you to visit their website, nicholsonmonument.com. Come by their office weekdays from 8:30 till 5 or schedule a Saturday appointment with Robin or one of her associates. Nicholson Monument Company, their family serving yours since 1956.
Welcome back to Big Elk Stadium. I'm wrapping up a 36-21 Elk City win over Cache, running the record to 2-2 overall, 1-0 more importantly in District 4A. Time to announce the players of the game. We'll start with the Barbara Dyson Ford tough hit of the game. Came in the fourth quarter. It was James Harrell, one of the corners for the Elks, who had enough of that little flip pass out to the, right down the line of scrimmage, and he beat a block and just absolutely tattooed Hartzog over on the sideline to knock the ball away for an incomplete pass. So James Harrell is our Barbara Dyson Ford tough hit of the night. The Culver electrifying play was right before halftime on a, what is it, 3rd and 15 or something crazy like that.
80,
30. It was a long way. Webb rolled to his left, just threw it up in the air into basically triple coverage, and Cole Bowie jumped in front of the defender and made the catch at the 14-yard line, one of his 6 for 204 on the night. And then the McDonald's player of the game, it was ended probably by Tucker, but Cole Bowie was the guy all night long. He was able to catch 6 passes for 204 yards, scored, one touchdown. He also had an interception on the defensive side. He was up in the passing lanes as well throughout the entirety of the night. So Cole Bowie is our McDonald's player of the game here tonight. Denny, what are your final thoughts on this win, and then looking forward a little bit to Elgin next week?
This is a great win. First game of districts. This was a must win. Sometimes you hear people say in college, if you don't win this, I've heard it with OSU and OU all week about elimination game. That's what this basically almost was for us because of the tough opponents coming up. Now, do we want to just go lose those games? No, but I'm saying, you set yourself up to be in the playoffs by getting this game right here. But moving forward, we just got to keep being able to run the ball on offense, keep playing good defense, and stay healthy. That's kind of been our MO this year. It's just trying to stay healthy. So that's going to play a big part moving forward.
Jared, what are your final thoughts tonight, and then looking forward to Elgin next week?
Well, yeah, key win, but Denny, I just prefer to go win them all, but just make it easier on ourselves. But this was a key one because of what we think this district can be moving forward. So good job, Big Elks, understanding that and getting it done despite some adversity there in that first half. It's very impressive. Got to figure out what to do with the injuries and how to, that's football. It's going to happen. So moving forward, got to figure out that part of it. But that's something that the coaches will figure out. I had no doubt coming into this game with how they played last week. That was a long drive home, a lot of time for us to think about it, and a long week to think about it. And I really just, deep down, I had no doubt that these guys would come here tonight and do what needs to be done and get the win, a must-win here early part in the season.
Absolutely. This is KXOO Elk City celebrating a 36-21 Elk City win over the Cache Bulldogs. Yeah, I think you guys wrapped it up exactly right. You win this game. It's a game you had to win in order to have the best chance at making the playoffs, and so now they do, and now you try to go win games against the other teams that'll be vying for those playoff spots, and then Cache knocks somebody off, that could happen too. So this was a game that Elk City absolutely had to win on their home field, and they got it done.
And fortunately, those teams we think that are playoff contenders in this district, we get them here, except for maybe
except for Elgin.
That's next week, but we get Clinton here, we get Weatherford here. Which makes it a lot tougher. And this district home field is big, so that's a good thing. So it's a good thing to protect home field today.
We'll be down at Elgin next week, 7 o'clock for the kickoff, around 6:30, maybe 6:15-ish for the pregame show. Thank you to Kenny Kluth upstairs, being the eye in the sky on BigElkTV.com, doing a heck of a job. Caleb McConnell down on that Circle A Western Wear sideline with the camera as well. Cade Sanford, great statistician that we have at our disposal, does a heck of a job doing that throughout the entirety of the game. Of course, Denny Gino down on the Chiropractic Coast sideline. Jared Atha up here with me in the booth. One final time from Big Elk Stadium, the Elk City Elks defeat the Cache Bulldogs by a score of 36-21. This has been the Bank of Western Oklahoma's presentation of Big Elk football.
Thank you for tuning in to this presentation of Elk City Athletics, presented by the Bank of Western Oklahoma, where people come first. Big Elk TV are a part of the Paragon Communications Network, and any distribution or rebroadcast without permission is strictly prohibited. Paragon Communications is owned and operated by Blake Brewer. General Manager is Gabe Edney. Sports Director, Sean Wilson. Once again, thank you for tuning in. Until next time, go Big Elks.